or wherever you get your podcasts.
You know how I feel about family-owned businesses. Well, TNT Floorworks has been installing floors for more years. You know, whether it's solid hardwoods, luxury vinyl planks, engineered wood, or laminate, they're going to make your home look fantastic. Visit the gallery at 9th and Wads, or they'll come to you with samples and a free in-home estimate. Check them out at tntfloorworks.com. That's Floorworks with an X, or on Facebook, Instagram, Yelp, and Nextdoor. Just mention Michael Brown, and you'll get a 10% discount. TNT Floorworks, where they always do a dynamite job.
This report is sponsored by the Ben Ferguson Podcast.
Lots of sunshine for your Monday, and it's going to be another hot one with highs in the low 90s, light breeze, and then we do have a chance for a few isolated storms this afternoon. I'm Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather Team meteorologist Kylie Burse.
Hey, Ben Ferguson here, host of the Ben Ferguson Podcast. And if you are sick and tired of the government being involved in every part of your life, telling you what you can and can't do with all these restrictions, then you need to download my podcast. You'll love it. The Ben Ferguson Podcast. Download it now.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver. An iHeart radio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeart radio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts. All in one.
ABC News, I'm Rena Roy. The CEO of Mattel and a top executive from the company's Fisher-Price division will testify before a House Oversight Committee today. An investigation found that one of the company's products resulted in the deaths of more than 50 infants over a decade. The Supreme Court declining to hear a case on the legality of requiring registration for the draft by men, but not women when they turn 18. Vice President Kamala Harris meeting with the presidents of Guatemala and Mexico this week.
We've been talking for so many months now about these numbers at the border. They are approaching potentially record levels on pace to match levels we haven't seen in decades right now. But this trip, it's not so much about what's happening at the border right now as it is about addressing root causes for the reasons that people are leaving their home countries.
ABC Chief White House correspondent Cecilia Vega. The push is on to get 70% of the country fully vaccinated by the 4th of July. Right now, we're at around 50% for those 12 and over. This is ABC News. The Supreme Court dealing a blow to thousands of immigrants.
Jose Santos Sanchez entered the U.S. illegally in 1993, but was given temporary protected status in 2001. The designation by the State Department reflected unsafe living conditions in his native El Salvador. Sanchez applied for a green card, but was denied, and the U.S. Supreme Court upheld the denial. The justices said immigrants living in the U.S. under temporary protected status are unable to apply for a green card unless they were first lawfully admitted at a port of entry. Temporary protected status, the decision said, does not make an unlawful entrant like Sanchez eligible to become a legal permanent resident. Aaron Katersky, ABC News, New York.
Amazon founder Jeff Bezos is headed for space. He's announcing today that he'll join the highest bidder to take a trip next month aboard a ship from Bezos' company Blue Origin.
You see the Earth from space, and it changes you. It changes your relationship with this planet.
Bidding for the trip, already over $2.8 million. Rena Roy, ABC News.
I struggled with symptoms like frequent gas and stomach pain for years.
I was bloated all the time with daily diarrhea.
At first, I thought it was what I was eating.
I kept thinking it was stomach issues.
So I did my research and talked to my doctor, and we finally uncovered the truth.
It was actually EPI. Exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, is a condition where your pancreas is unable to help break down your food.
It can lead to symptoms like diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools.
And EPI symptoms can be confused with those of other common digestive conditions, like irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, and celiac disease.
So getting to the right diagnosis meant being more open with my doctor about the severity of my symptoms and how often they were happening.
But there's good news. EPI is manageable, so don't wait any longer. Use the symptom checker at identifyepi.com and schedule a visit or call with your doctor to ask, could I have EPI?
Sponsored by AbbVie.
KHOW News Time, 10:03.
First drawing in the Colorado Comeback Cash Scholarship Program is set for today. 5 lucky winners will get $50,000 towards their post-secondary education. To be eligible, kids aged 12 to 17 need to have at least their first dose of the COVID-19 vaccination. After the first $1 million winner, Sally Sliger, was announced last week, Governor Post believes the Comeback Cash sweepstakes is more effective than more advertising to promote the vaccine.
I think that now that there's a public face to our very first winner, showing that really anybody can win, will help drive Coloradans and is helping drive Coloradans who have been putting it off.
The $50,000 can be used at 2-year colleges, 4-year colleges, technical schools, private colleges, and occupational schools, both in Colorado and out of state. Another Colorado man is facing federal charges in connection with the deadly January 6th riot at the U.S. Capitol building. The FBI began investigating 38-year-old Timothy Williams of Trinidad after an anonymous tip that his girlfriend was seen inside the Capitol during the riot. At least 9 people from Colorado have now been arrested.
They scraped and built a beautiful home. I mean, beautiful. Same with behind them and on the side to them. So they're the only ones really left in there with the original 1960s or whatever property. So I'm sure the landlord wanted them out so they could scrape and build, because the property's probably worth $300-400 a lot.
We're up, Tom.
It's fucking gorgeous, man.
Do I have permission to talk about your incident, Dan?
Yeah. But the grass was, I don't like talking about mine.
Well, okay.
I had a similar, we can say I had a similar.
And with Dan's, we don't have to say.
We're up.
Remember, we don't have to say every detail.
Yeah, okay, that's probably
I mean, I don't care about that. I do want
to me, that's the part that I would like people's opinion on, but I'm terrified to ask.
I'm going to give various examples.
Okay.
Yeah. No, we can't submarine people here.
So anyhow, there's grass.
Enough of that.
I fucking mowed that dude's grass Saturday. It was legitimately 3 fucking feet
tall. That was nice of you. I want to talk about that.
Yeah, you know what they did? When they called up, I didn't think they had money or anything, right?
Good. Yeah.
So they gave us $500. Yeah, for our, to give out.
Mark, that's great. Because you actually earned it.
No, it took 30-40 minutes. I mean, if I was going to take any money, I'd take, 490 of it.
So you gave it for the troubleshooter show?
Yeah. No, but I didn't think they had any money, or else I would have sent somebody out.
He said money's not an option.
After the initial call, she said that.
I say fuck you. Okay, she said no money. That's a good deal.
No, that was really nice. So they hand me an envelope. I'm like, what's this? I said, you guys can't do this. She goes, no, give it to someone that really needs it. I said, all right, I'll tell my son.
IdealHomeLoans.com. I gotta go get my. Suzanne's supposed to buy the next lunch. So.
Well, thank you guys as we're playing Top Golf. No, I couldn't believe it was 500. I was like, man, that's generous as hell.
Wow, that's
so his lady died, his wife died, and her husband recently died. I don't know how recent, honestly, but they're moving in together. They got nice townhome or condos, so no more maintenance.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. This hour brought to you by ThatWorks.com. I am so happy you are here to join us on this beautiful day. Not quite summer yet, but late spring, beautiful day. So welcome. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Real CBD, ThatWorks.com. It's the panacea life products I use. 30% off if you put TOM, T-O-M, in the promo code. RealCBD.ThatWorks.com. Any kind of CBD product you want, it's made right here in Colorado, distributed nationwide, and cool. I'm glad that you use it, and if you haven't, you will love it. Hey, what's on your mind today? We have something to talk about that I'd like to bring in, but not right this second. I want to take calls. Calls always have a priority. But I'm going to give you a hint. It has to do with hot dogs. Okay? Actually, dogs in hot cars. Or hot dogs in cars. You know what I'm talking about. This is the time of year that it can happen. So I just want to whet your appetite there. Truly, I do want to talk about it. Because some incidents went on, and I want your opinion on it. I really do, an honest-to-God opinion. Samantha, hello, welcome to the show. I'm Tom Martino. What's going on, Samantha?
Hi, Tom.
Hi, what's happening?
My 17-year-old daughter has been missing since May 22nd.
Oh, my.
We can't seem to find her anywhere.
Wait. Since, so have you gone to the police?
We have filed a missing persons report, it's handed down to a detective out of Adams County.
Okay.
Detective basically said that there's nothing they can do about it until they run across her and run her fingerprints.
Well, yeah. What else? What were you expecting them to do, Samantha? This is a terrible situation, and I don't know what I would do. I would be going crazy right now. But what did you think the police would do?
I expected that they would have at least, because we gave them information that somebody else is answering her Facebook and telling us that
how do you know
it's available.
How do you know it's someone else and not her?
Because I know the difference between my daughter's voice and a guy's voice, and she would never leave her Facebook logged into anybody else's phone.
Let's hear about your daughter. Okay, she's 17. Tell me about her school situation. Did she graduate? Tell me about her schooling.
She graduates this year coming up.
So she's becoming a senior. That she's now a senior, right?
Yes.
Okay. So let's talk about this. Were you having any problems with her?
We were having a few problems where she had ran off a couple times.
Okay, and when she ran off, did she run off with a boy?
Every now and then she did.
Well, okay, and every now and then, was it with a different boy or the same boy?
It was a different one. And,
okay. No, I get it. And now I'm getting a picture here of what the police are thinking. But I want to know this. She's a senior at what school?
Adams City High School.
Okay. And you say she's run off a few times. What's going on?
She would only leave for a couple of days and then she'd come back. This is not like her to not come back or at least reach out to one of us to tell us that she's okay.
Okay. When she has taken off in the past, was it after an argument or something?
It was just because she was getting frustrated. She was getting stressed out.
Over what? Over what?
That Grandma's taking care of 5 other kids, and Grandma's kind of disabled, and it stresses my daughter out because she has to help a lot.
Are you you're the biological mom, right?
Yes.
And who's Grandma?
Grandma is my mother.
Your mother takes care of your kids while you're working?
No, she has custody of my oldest daughter.
Which is the one that's missing?
Yes.
What's her name?
And then
what's her name?
Alicia Hudson.
Alicia Hudson. So Alicia Hudson, 17 years old, missing since May 21st, a senior at Adams City. Why does Grandma have custody?
I was 15 when I had her.
Okay, gotcha.
So I was pretty young.
Okay. And you have other kids?
Yes, I have 2 more kids.
And Grandma takes care of them?
No, I have them.
But who are the other kids Grandma's taking care of?
Grandma's taking care of my younger sister's 5 kids while she goes and gets a little drug rehab.
What? I need to know something. Your daughter and you, did you guys have a relationship?
We had a relationship and an understanding that at any given time she could come to me, that I know that it was too late to be mom, but that I could always be her friend.
So a 17-year-old's living with 5 other kids with Grandma probably feels lost in the shuffle. What were you going to ask?
Well, I'm just saying maybe it's time for her to start her life. Maybe she's doing what she wants to do.
Maybe.
I don't know. I was doing what I wanted to do at 17. I know you were.
Yeah, much younger, but kids are different now. I need to know, is she equipped to be on her own?
No, she's not. She's mentally, she's about maybe 13 years old.
Is that for sure? Does she have disabilities?
It's been documented with her doctors and her therapist that she's not mentally capable of being on her own. She's not a normal 17-year-old.
Oh, that's a lot different.
She's supposed to be on medication every day, and she hasn't even had that.
What's the medication for?
One is for paying attention, and the other one is just for her mood swings.
Okay, got it. She's on medication. She's on medication. So how is she doing in high school? Is mentally 13?
She's struggling. She's supposed to be doing summer school this year.
Okay. So now we're here. Did she have a boyfriend recently?
No, she got caught recently with a with a 23-year-old black guy that had her boosting from a store from Nordstrom's up in the Flatiron Malls, and for some reason my brother caught her talking to
this
that guy.
22-year-old guy she was with, was this a boyfriend, kind of?
No, it was some guy that picked her up from the youth shelter.
But why? Why?
So
did he just show up all of a sudden and pick someone up? I mean, how did that well, that's not true.
He was just being a creep and lurking around there is what my daughter said, that he was just lurking around there. And then
how do you know he's 22?
Because when she got caught stealing, the officers and notified us who she was with.
So this 22-year-old guy picks her up at school, and were they friends? Or how many times did he pick her up?
He picked her up at the teenager shelter. So he's hanging around the shelter for. But why would?
Okay, how do you? The police told you this?
Yeah. Well, my daughter also told me that's where she met him.
All right. Why was she at the shelter?
She had took off for a couple days and thought that she was going to get in trouble. So her friend told her that she could go to this shelter and the shelter would help her.
Okay. Now we're okay. So this is not a sudden thing. I mean, she's been coming and going, basically. That's why police it's not all points bulletin and stuff. They're figuring this girl took off on her own. And you're just saying it's been longer than it should be. She's never contacted you. Did she have a cell phone or anything?
Yes, she did.
And I don't want the number over the air, but did you call her number?
We were only able to Facebook her, and when we did Facebook her, some guy answered.
Why Facebook her? Why Facebook?
Grandma had temporarily shut her phone off.
Why?
Because she wasn't helping with the chores. She wouldn't keep her room.
Is the phone off? So the phone off was when she went missing?
Yes.
Okay, I want you to give Suzanne her Facebook. Why do you think somebody is updating her Facebook?
Yes.
Does it show any new photos of her?
It just shows her active all the time.
All right, hold on a second. This is getting intriguing. Alicia, 17 years old, mental disabilities, 13 years old on mentally 13, she's saying. So what do you call that? Is she mentally ill? I mean, does she have a diagnosis? Does she have a diagnosis of a mental illness? Huh?
Yes, they did diagnose her. I'm not sure what they diagnosed her with, but now the psychiatrist and the therapist don't even want to step in anymore. They're discharging her as a patient because she's missing. Okay.
I don't know what to do. Let's examine this. We might have some ideas. 303-713-8255. Hang on, okay?
What do you guys think?
Veteran news anchor Ron Burgundy returns with the Ron Burgundy Podcast.
I think all you can do is put a picture of her on our page
the truth about the
and say, if you see this girl, call the police. What else can you do? What I would do is I'd just turn her phone on to see if you can find out where it's at. Hey, Tom.
Spots, yes.
Did you,
I'm going to do spots. Hold on.
Okay, I need to
Ron Burgundy Podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
TheArtOfGranite.com is a website easy enough to find. And at The Art of Granite, what you will see is how Mitch Floria does business. Here's what's easiest. If you call them, you'll get a price on the phone. Now, The Art of Granite does that because they do business in a very simple way. All of the materials for your countertops are wholesale, whether it be granite, quartz, marble. In fact, you can buy the material anywhere you want. Now, they will then take that and fabricate it for you. They'll tear out and haul away free. They do the bathroom free when you have the kitchen done. So it's a turnkey operation with wholesale materials. TheArtOfGranite.com. Get your price on the phone, 303-386-5919. Simply Floors. What do you think of when you hear that name? Of course, you should think of SimplyFloorsInc.com. Buddy and Karen Mitchell sell floor coverings. All of the major floor coverings, carpeting, hardwoods, laminates, luxury vinyl tile, just like everyone else, except they do it for less cost. They do better installations, better warranties, better financing, better people. SimplyFloorsInc.com. Make your own appointment. And speaking of making appointments, you can make a same-day appointment right now for Rocky Mountain IV Medics. Now, every company I've just talked about, I know personally, including this one. I use this one monthly for IV in my home. Here's the thing. You don't pay any more for getting IV therapy in your home than you would going to a normal IV hydration bar. So get your groove on. Fight fatigue, dehydration. Maybe you're not feeling good. Whatever it is, migraines, you can get IV today. 720-987-2155. Call or text a medical professional in your home. 720-987-2155.
Rocky Baseball.
I need too much rest. Yes, sir. No, go ahead.
Did you get something on Martino about the concrete guy? He called. Yeah, John Halligan left a message.
Facing a job loss? Considering a pension buyout?
Still having problems with
what to do with your 401k? Hi, I'm Linda Gardner.
That's
Most of your money.
I'm done with that one.
720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604.
Your timeshare sits empty. Travel restrictions and quarantine is the new normal. Over and over you have heard, we are all in
Just
this
turn
together.
one of them. It's one or the
Meanwhile,
other.
your time.
There you go.
Wait, that's too much. Oh.
For mortgage and assessment fees.
So you're done with that, Mark?
Yeah, the job didn't look bad. I don't know what that guy wants. I don't think it's reasonable in any way. And trust me, I'm not a big fan of those guys right now because it took too long to get back to us. But I don't believe they need to jackhammer it and start over. I think that's bullshit.
What he's pissed at is that God said, I'll call you on Wednesday, and 10 days went by and he didn't call him.
I don't know.
Is that what he said on the message stand? Still not happy.
We got involved, like, what, 3 months ago?
Yeah, well, 2 months ago.
Yeah, and my understanding from Todd is he tried to reach out to him a lot of times, too, and he couldn't get in touch with him.
On the picture of the girl, it's Alicia, not a sub.
How do you spell that?
Alicia. I just noticed you had a different spelling on her picture.
All right, I'll tell them that we're done with it. We might have to restart every week.
Tell him to call back in if he wants anything. I'm not gonna. There's not much. I don't know what the guy fucking wants. I already told him the job looks good.
Yep. He just called me and I said, look, he called me Friday after the show, Friday evening.
Tell him to call in the show you.
I will.
I mean, he never told us. The only thing he told us what he wanted was everything redone, and that's so crazy.
Unrealistic.
You see the pictures? It's beautiful. I'd kill to have that fucking job.
Which could cause chest pain or discomfort or difficulty.
I think he didn't like the slope, if I recall.
What's with your 1970 shorts today?
By phone, online,
Mark?
If they were 1970s, they'd go. You'd see my ass cheeks hanging out.
He's trying to be the white Freddie Mercury.
I did, so in Topgolf yesterday, I did 85 on the game where you got to hit it into the one it tells you.
Okay.
I do like that one. I really like that Topgolf, man.
Auto Parts.
This report is sponsored by SmartMouth, the only 24-hour mouthwash with twice daily use.
Lots of sunshine for your Monday, and it's going to be another hot one with highs in the low 90s, light breeze, and then we do have a chance for isolated storms this afternoon. On Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather Team meteorologist Kylie Burns.
Stay fresh out there with SmartMouth mouthwash, the only mouthwash that provides 24 hours fresh breath with twice daily use. So whatever the day may bring.
I told you I bought this new townhouse, right?
SmartMouth in the mouthwash aisle of
It's not going to be finished till about January of next year.
All right, 303 Martino, 303-713-8255. You've been ripped off, taken advantage of. We got some great updates coming up today, too. If you listened to the show Friday, you heard of a contractor that basically took $290,000 in 2019. 2019. 290 grand up to date, and he's delivered, arguably about $30,000. I did a lot of digging over the weekend. You guys are going to be, you're going to find out a lot more about this contractor in the days to come. But hopefully we can get him
to get everything finished up. That's the main thing. By far, that's the main thing. Where'd we leave off, Suzanne? Who am I going to?
We're working on the missing 17-year-old. I'm going to try to reach out to her via Facebook and see if she'll answer. So while I'm doing that, you could take line 1 or 3, Mark.
Who's on 1? I don't have it up.
It's Tammy, and
Tammy,
she did
what's
help
going
all
on with
Friday.
you?
It's a car issue.
Hey, Tammy.
Hi, Tom.
How can we help you?
The last 10 minutes we ran out of the show, but I was working with my mother and I bought a 2005 Honda Accord, Honda Civic from a guy that has a dealer license that he would restore cars that he gets from the auction.
You mean, what do you mean by restore? Was it a salvage vehicle? Tell me a little more about it.
I don't believe it was salvage. The title had a clean title. So he would just fix them up and sell them.
Okay, so he bought it from the whatever auction, and then he was going to fix it up and sell it to you guys. So what happened?
So I had this oil leak, and I had a mechanic point it out, and then he said he washed it at the engine, and he says he can't see where it's coming from. So he's like, just drive it for a while.
Did you already purchase it?
Yes.
And I'm sure you purchased it. I know. I'm not going to rate you, but you purchased it as is, correct?
Well, we didn't sign that paper because, like I told you, but you said all vehicles are as is. But he told me he was going to fix the oil.
Okay.
The oil, he had already fixed some other couple things that I pointed out. And so we're communicating through text message, and all of a sudden he stops messaging me. And then my engine light went on like the Thursday after I bought the car. And so I told him, and so he's been putting me off since March. So finally, when I spoke with you on Friday, I got a text from him, and he asked me to bring it in on Saturday.
Oh, did you bring it in?
Right, I did. It's there. It needs O2 sensors, plus he's fixing the oil leak. He found 2 parts where it was leaking. So
this sounds great.
Well, now, yeah, but still, when I purchased the car, he told me that there was a recall on it, which he never let me know, and so I'm just going to have to...
I don't think any of that matters. If there's a recall, the manufacturer is going to take care of that. You just need to get it up to the dealer. That's what a recall is. So that's not going to be his responsibility. That'll be the dealers and the manufacturers. But what he's doing, honest to goodness, sounds great, Tammy, because he doesn't have to do any of this.
Right. Now I'm happy about that. I don't know. He must have felt my vibes when I was speaking to you on Friday. So, I mean, like literally minutes after I talked to you, he texted me and asked me to drop the car off.
That is
but
excellent.
Now I'm without a car with 4 days. And
well, okay. I understand. Let's see if he can't get this thing fixed. What's the guy's name?
His name's Orlando.
It sounds like Armando?
Orlando.
It sounds like he's doing a good thing right now. When did he say it's going to be done?
I think so. Hopefully tomorrow. He said it should be done. The sensor part should be in sometime today, and then he said tomorrow it should be ready. So, yeah, thank you, Tom. I appreciate that, but I have another issue I'll probably call you back on.
All right, that sounds good. Let us know when you pick up that vehicle. I want to hear that it's working great, and we'll give a shout-out to this guy if he does the right thing. Thank you, Tammy. 303-713-8255. 303 Martino. Green Sky Lending. Why does that sound familiar? Maybe I'm thinking of...
It's like commercial you've seen, Mark? I'm not sure.
Sharon, what's going on with this lending company? Sharon?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. What's going on, Sharon?
Can I talk to you on speakerphone?
Sure you can. Go ahead. You sound fine. Go ahead.
Okay. My problem is, Mr. Martino, that I got involved with Green Sky Financing.
For what? What did you get involved with them? What were you borrowing money for?
I was borrowing money because, well, it's kind of long, so I'm going to just...
Well, no, is it for a furnace? Is it for education? What's it for?
It was for plumbing. I had a tree come down and hit my home.
So what plumber did you call out, out of curiosity?
I called Dr. Fix-It.
And well, hold on. I'm not even going there. But Dr. Fix-It came out. Are they the ones that set you up with Green Sky Financing?
Right. At the time, my husband was on death watch.
Oh, wow.
At home hospice.
How's he doing now? How's your husband doing now?
He passed away.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, he was on actual death watch at the time, so we had to warn them
Yeah.
that at any time he could pass away.
So how much was the total bill or the financing, Sharon?
It was $13,000.
Okay, and that covered the whole work. Did you give them any cash up front, or the whole thing was on a loan?
No.
And what are the terms of that loan? Are they monthly payments for 5 years? What are the terms?
The terms right now are monthly till August the 8th.
And then what happens on August the 8th of this year? What happens?
Then they put all the interest that is accrued on the, what do they call it, deferred.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me they got you into basically a balloon loan it come August? You said August or October?
It'll be August.
So in August, hold on a second though. In August, does it just add interest and then you still make monthly payments? In other words, was it one of these deals like 3 months or 6 months, no interest, but if you don't pay it all off by that time, then the interest kicks in? Or are you telling me it's a balloon loan? Come August, not only is the interest going to be tacked on, but you owe the entire $13K?
No, not at one time.
Okay.
This is a real insidious thing.
Well, I'd like to see I'm not sure why it is. I mean, a lot of people offer cheap money for a certain amount of time, then normal interest rates kick in. How much will kick in come August? How many dollars? What percentage on the loan?
It's 24.99.
That's pretty high. That's pretty dang high.
That is. I've been making payments since the first payment was made in August. And it's $516 a month, half of which is interest right now is being deferred.
It's being deferred right now, but it's being put towards principal?
Well, the principal, if I paid it today, is $8,000 and some odd dollars.
Okay,
so that's not going to happen.
Yeah, but you took, I mean, you've paid this thing down $5,000, and if it's about $500 a month, you said, I mean, you're right about there. Do you have access to get cheaper money? I'm not gonna act like there's another way to go after this company. This kind of stuff happens all the time. To be quite frank, I believe still on a Home Depot or Lowe's credit card, if you go past the 6 months with no interest or 1 year, it does kick in around that 20% something. So I'm not going to say, I personally think it's high as hell, and it is, but it's not predatory in my opinion.
I would like this to be a warning, Tom.
Well, you know what? It is a good warning. People need to look at what they're signing. But here's the other thing. What can you do right now to get that paid off? Can you get cash somewhere else to get that 25% loan paid off? This poor woman.
Oh, my goodness, 25%?
Yeah, well, it's one of these deals. She got 3 or 6 months or a year.
Is it a payday loan?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's for a furnace.
All right,
I'm sorry, plumbing.
Please listen to me.
Yeah.
I applied for a reverse mortgage. We have a reverse mortgage.
Yes.
But I applied to refinance it, and that turned into a big problem, too.
Well, hold on a second now. Hold on. We got two things we're talking about. First of all, the high-interest loan you're talking about, what was that for?
That was for plumbing. She's been paying $500 a month for roughly, it sounds like, a year.
Oh, my God.
Right now, hold on. Right now, all the interest is deferred. If she does not pay it off by this August, then the interest starts kicking in.
Oh, well, good, because we can figure that out. Now, I might be able to help you with your reverse loan. How old are you, dear? How old?
I'm 77 years old.
Okay, I want to ask...
Husband just passed away.
Okay, I need to ask a little bit about your reverse loan, Sharon. Right. Okay, how much is your reverse loan, the balance?
The balance, I've had it for 10 years, is $200,000.
Right now, the payoff...
That's to be paid off at my death.
So, yeah, so 200 is how much you owe. Is that right, dear? 200.
A little over 200.
Okay,
right? The one I applied for was refused.
Now, you have a $200,000 loan, no payments. Did you get cash out, or did you just pay off the first when you did this?
10 years ago, I got cash out, and my husband was ill at the time. So we were able to retire on that.
Got it. And you don't have any of that money left?
No, we took care of it over the 10 years we used it on we needed. And
okay. Now your home has most definitely gone up, and you can most definitely refinance. Who did you try to refinance with?
RMF.
Okay.
Pardon me.
Now, what did you try to do? Get more cash out?
Enough to pay off this Green Sky.
You should be able to. How much do you owe? How much is your house worth right now?
They only appraised it at $435,000.
When was that?
That was just within the last 4 months.
Oh,
but they approved it. They appraised it through a curb appraisal.
Okay, I want to know something now. Are houses around you selling for about 400 and something like that? Is that pretty realistic?
No. The house next door has been added on to. It's $1.5 million.
Okay, I think you should call Silverleaf Mortgage and see, hold on now, if they can help you. And I'll tell you why. They might be able to temporarily get you a loan with their nonprofit foundation to pay off that HVAC while they work on a refi. But if they can't refi, they'll let you know. But if you contact them, they have a nonprofit foundation that helps seniors in this predicament. It can help you get that. They might be able to get that money paid while you're applying for a refi if they think you can refi. And they do it at either no interest, low interest, or a grant, depending on your need. Are you in need?
No.
Okay, good. Then they can help you.
My income is very small.
Okay, but what's good is then they can still help you probably. I just want someone to take an honest look at that for a refi, even if you only need to get, how much is it you need to get to pay off? How much is it? $8,000. I think you should be able to get an extra $8,000.
I think we have Frank Duran actually value the house first, then figure out the
good
lending
idea.
part.
That's what we'll do. Okay, Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Now, he offers a free market valuation. That's one thing we do. And Suzanne's going to give you all of this off the air. Now, that's Frank Duran, 920-1622. Now, he'll give you a valuation that's a little better than an appraisal. Actually, he thinks of what it will go on the open market. Then I want you to contact Silverleaf Mortgage. They do reverse loans. And just see. They can tell you basically if you can refi, and they can do it by phone, I think, just to let you know if you can refi and get cash out. I would suggest you get a line of credit, not just the $8,000. Here's why. If you go through the process of paying some fees to get a refi, you may as well get a line of credit for emergencies. You don't have to use it, but you get it and then take out enough to pay for that furnace.
Do you still want to stay in that house forever?
Yeah, that's what I was assuming. Maybe not. Do you want to stay in that house?
Mr. Martino, I've been here since 1966.
Good. Then this is where a reverse loan is perfect for you if you want to stay there, because you will never lose your home. You just stay there. But listen, I don't know if you can get refied. I'm guessing that if you got, what was your original loan for? How much?
For my home?
Originally. Your original reverse loan was how much?
Oh, it was I think $110,000.
All right, here's the thing. I want you to call Silverleaf at Silverleaf Mortgage, 720-REVERSE. Okay? Suzanne's going to give you that number off the air, 720-REVERSE. Also, Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. We want to try to help you. And again, Mark, don't you almost are sure she can get at least another? I
want to know how much the value. If it's worth $500,000-$600,000, there's lots of options.
There are many options. You're right, and so that's what we'll do first. Is Frank Duran, therealestateman.com.
We went way. Tell her to do Frank first.
Way over.
I know. I'm sorry.
I spoke to Scott Castleman with Mercedes of Westminster about that complaint we had.
Good.
So let me know when you want to.
That's great.
Impact traffic.
This report is sponsored by SmartNav, the only
It doesn't sound right, but I don't want to know. I don't want to preview.
Okay. And I'm trying to get these Elevate people, this Elevate Medical. Remember they said they were going to send him his refund? He was expecting $4,000. They sent him $400.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
I'm trying to get them.
Closed from I-70 to Park Avenue, and still dealing with harassed northbound I-25 inventory. The weather forecast, sunny this morning with a chance for thunderstorms this afternoon, a high of 92.
92, bros.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I tell you, here, it goes cold to hot. That's spring. Rainy to...
It goes all, and then all of a sudden, boom, we're there. And then you never go back. And then it gets, it's weird. We broke that, but now we're here.
I remember when I first moved to Denver, it was 90 every afternoon till 3 o'clock, and then there was a thunderstorm.
AIM for the right company. AIM, AIM, that stands for Affordable Interest Mortgage. When I say AIM for them, that's because Kurt Rogers and his team will take care of you. Now listen, you could do one of these liquid loans with them. That is where you get a line of credit on your home. It's a first deed of trust line of credit. So it pays off your mortgage, and the rest of the equity sits there in a line of credit up to the limit, right? And then you get to use it how you want. But here's the best part. You can pay it down anytime you want and then take it back out again. So you have this liquid loan. Here's the other part about it that I love. You can use it for anything you want, and it's tax-free because it's off your equity. But the great thing is, every dime you have in your regular savings account attaches to this loan and reduces your balance by whatever you have in the bank. You got to find out more. Now, at Affordable Interest Mortgage, he calls it the asset manager. But ask for the liquid loan. He'll know what you're talking about. 720-895-0500. 720-895-0500.
Take it like it is and make it like you want it. You've heard that before, right? Well, that applies to your home, but maybe you don't know where that power is with or what the options are. Hi, I'm Chiquini. I'm like kitchens and baths, windows and doors. How about starting with a call to us? For over 30 years, our family company's been designing and completing first-rate kitchens and baths that, frankly, your neighbors would be jealous of. Where to start, Todd? Dad, they just need to call us. We can help, and now's the time.
Hey, Dan, you're an engineer. I have a question for you.
It better be simplistic.
It is. Is there a way to enlarge the arrow on your computer?
Yes.
How do you do that? Because it's so tiny, I keep getting lost.
Right over here.
You can do arrows, or you can do...
Our office is dreadfully hot.
I'll do it at the break, so I don't interfere with everything.
Our office is hot.
Or drhi.com.
Another extension. It's coming
It's okay.
Yet another extension? Worse. Are you ignoring the IRS? Maybe you haven't filed for years. Is there a back tax debt looming? Consumer advocate Tom.
Hey, Tom, what do you think about guys flooring?
I don't know them. Okay, I don't know them, so I can't.
Because, you know, when I bought this townhouse that's being built, they give me certain vendors that they work with.
Oh, okay. Because there's an allowance, right?
Well,
isn't it fun? You're getting something new. Do you need help coordinating?
No. I just want to know if guys they're the people that I have to work with flooring.
Well, they must. Yeah, you don't have a choice. That's good.
So I don't know if they're reasonable people or not.
Their care and service. Their headquarters happen to be right here in Colorado. Call now for your free evaluation. 844-LARSON-TAX. That's 844-LARSON tax. Tell them Tom sent you. LarsonTaxRelief.com. Putting off refinancing because you think it's a hassle? Think again with Ideal Home Loans. Here's owner Brent Ivanson.
There doesn't have to be a bunch of red tape. There doesn't have to be a bunch of headaches. With us being a direct lender, we can make this fast, simple, and easy and have you saving money right away.
So what are you waiting for? Get started now online at IdealHomeLoans.com. First they listen, then they lend. 303-867-7000. That's 867-7000.
What pocket do you have?
Experiencing leaks or low water pressure, is your water bill unexpectedly high? These are signs of pipe failure due to mold.
Because, you know, when you do those tests, they charge you for it.
So he's going to actually test the supplements that you took, right?
Yeah, but what I mean is they're going to do it. Yeah.
With a lifetime guarantee. Call for your free
They're really
next
taking
minute.
some
20% off our already low price. 720-573-0086. That's 720-573-0086. Hi, it's Glenn Beck. Have you been thinking about selling your home?
I just sent a message to see if Scott wants to come on the air.
Troy Hands.
Who's Scott? The guy from Mercedes of Westminster. He was very articulate, very reasonable.
Oh, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
So what happened? What they end up saying?
I don't want to hear it. Okay, not right now.
Yeah, if he doesn't want to come on the air, I'll tell you what's on the air.
I mean, as long as that doctor's more than he's looking into it.
Yeah, no, it's
good. Because those kinds of follow-ups.
Right. I have about 3 of those going on.
Generate demand for your home. Troy has hundreds of approved home buyers looking for houses, and they might be a buyer for your home right now. So give Troy a call at 720-900-4433. And if for any reason you need to sell right away,
It sounds like him, but it's not. It sounds like
and he can close in 7 days. So call Troy.
the host at night here, you know, who's the national host?
720-900-4433.
Troy has a RE/MAX professional license program. Some restrictions apply. AC running non-stop, shocking electric bills. A quiet, cool whole house fan is the answer. Visit QCColorado.com.
I can't believe it. Who's the national? Glenn Beck. It sounds like
It does sound like
right. That's what I know because I thought the same thing. Hi, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK. 713-825.
Let's get back to the phones. It's my own fault. They wait so long, take breaks, and I get far behind. But anyway, so now. We're working with Sharon off the air, right? So let's work with Sharon to get her fixed up. Remember, these loans, by the way, Mark, there's nothing wrong with 60 days, same as cash, 1 year, same as cash, 2 years, same as cash. But as you pointed out, if it's not paid in full before that date, pay every penny of the back interest at a high rate. Suze, what were you going to say?
I gave her the info, but she had something to ask you about on an attorney.
Okay, Sharon, on an attorney, what do you need to know?
I need to know exactly. I need an attorney I can trust because the loan was the way it was presented was what made it predatory.
Okay,
And
you're not. I think. Here's what I think. I don't think you're going to be successful going after the company for predatory lending as far as what was the loan for? It was for furniture or what? For a furnace?
Oh, no, it was
Plumbing.
It was the damages to my home.
Okay, got it. Sharon, it's for plumbing.
Long a story.
The loan.
Excuse me. It had too long of a history to go into here.
Okay.
But
the loan.
They presented it in my home.
Sharon, let me explain something. All right. It's very difficult to prove predatory lending. In most cases, it's not predatory, even though it's very unfavorable financing. The actual term predatory lending, people misconstrue, and you're not going to get an attorney to represent you in a lawsuit against them, and it won't be worth it. You will pay thousands, and you'll pay 4 times more than you owe just to fight this. I'm just giving you some advice, not legal advice. I think you're wasting your time. Unless you think, in some cases, if there is enough for a class action or there's enough and these guys are screwing people, I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible. But, Sharon, I'm not so sure you want to go down that road right now and be the pioneer and go after them. I mean, if they're a major lender, most likely they are not predatory in the sense you're thinking.
Yeah. Well, that's what I've run into. No one wants to tackle them, but I would at least.
Sharon, anyone will tackle them if you pay the bill. Do you want to pay the legal bill? I'll get you an attorney. Of course they will. Okay, well, that's what I mean. You're not going to get an attorney on contingency because there's not a case.
They're a legit company.
I want you to serve like you've always served, as a warning to everyone out there.
Good. You know what? We warn people all the time about these companies.
They're in unexpected places, and to go, never, ever, ever call your insurance agent first.
No, you're right about that, Sharon. Now, wait a minute. Was this as a result? Was this as a result of an insurance loss?
Yes, a big one, over
Mark,
3 or 4 years.
Okay, how long ago was the loss?
It was in 1918. A home came. My neighbor's home.
1918. There's something going on. Hold on a second.
Tell your smart device to play.
What the fuck is this woman?
I have no idea.
What is the bottom line?
That loan is a good product, man. You get 1 year no interest to pay it off.
It is fucking year.
But after that is where they're counting on.
No, but here's what I want to know.
they are. There's nothing
Here's what I want to know. If she had an insurance claim, maybe she has a lot more fucking money.
The first thing she mentioned on an insurance claim was that.
Yeah.
No idea what she's talking about.
Did you?
I have a feeling it's a rabbit hole.
Is it? Can we? If it's an insurance claim, maybe we send somebody there.
I thought she said her neighbor's tree fell on her.
Yeah, she said a tree fell on her.
Yeah.
But how did that get into a furnace?
It's not. It's plumbing. But I don't even know how that gets into plumbing. Would the tree fall through the ground? Maybe a rip.
Look,
if a tree falls in the wood.
I don't. Does anyone hear it? I don't know. Does it make a sound? That's the old. You know, actually,
I thought it was the tree falls in the forest as your wife still
The answer is yes, it does make a noise.
Actually, there's a better
If
answer.
someone jumps back because of your breath, you
It
need to
generates
sound
waves. The only time that becomes a noise is when there's a receiver.
But a bear? You saying there's no bears in the woods?
How about the bear shits in the woods?
How about?
Mile High Estate Planning is now BlakeHarrisLaw.com. Blake Harris is the expert. We consult with estate planning issues. He can do your estate plan. You know, don't roll your eyes back. No, I don't need an estate plan. I don't have that much money. First of all, an estate plan is for practically everyone, even when you're newly married. You know, what do you do with the assets or with stuff? How about medical directives or your pets? As you get older, it gets more complicated. You should always have an estate plan. And a good estate plan is about protecting you while you're alive as well as when you pass, and also protecting your heirs. Let me give you an example. You can put things in trust so they're protected against creditors. And let's say later in life, you need long-term care and you on public assistance, but you don't want your mate to lose everything. There's a trust for that. In fact, there's a trust for almost any need or a simple will. BlakeHarrisLaw.com, 833-ASK-BLAKE. Speaking of attorneys, I don't want you shopping for an attorney when you're under pressure, right? So if you ever need a defense attorney, I have a name. I've done the shopping for you. I hope you never need one. But you may have a major traffic issue, a DUI or something, maybe an assault, maybe you got a scuffle with a neighbor, whatever it is. As I said, don't shop when you're under pressure. Joe Lazzara has been on my referral list for years. You can trust him for criminal defense of all kinds, including DUI. Joe Lazzara. Look for him at referrallist.com or call this number, 303-429-6200. Flat rate pricing on everything so you know the price, 303-429-6200.
September 10th, 2001, one block from the World Trade Center, security cameras captured the last known images of Dr. Sneha and Philip Bashi shot. The next day, chaos. Missing on 9/11 is the podcast that seeks to answer the question, what happened to Sneha?
There's not a trace of her. Nothing. Not a credit card transaction, no money taken out of her account, no emails, no phone calls. Nothing. How does that happen?
Listen to Missing on 9/11 on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
You know you have to keep that down, right, Doc, when we're on the air?
I put on for 2 seconds. Is that right? Yeah.
It's just a pain.
I know. I haven't had a bad issue in months. Let's say days. I make sure my phone is on vibrate. I just turn that on for 10 seconds while we're on break.
You could build a 6-figure retirement income in just 5 payments. You heard that right. It's 5 payments. You could set up a 6-figure retirement cash flow for as long as you live.
Right. I think I'm going to kick you guys' ass.
Crisis in America.
Well, did you make an appointment?
I hope someone did. You guys didn't make an appointment?
No, I figured while you were there, you would do it.
No, it doesn't work that way. It's all online.
What are we talking about?
We're not going to get one this week.
What are we talking about? Oh, is it that busy, Mark?
Yeah.
create a retirement cash flow without relying on Social Security.
It's usually 2 weeks out.
Really?
Shifted
Yeah.
by strategy accelerates the amount they will have at retirement, or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 years old and want to build a bigger, better retirement in just 5 payments, call 800-493-1717 now to see if you qualify. Plus, as a free bonus, you'll get a 6-figure retirement acceleration guide and video. Call 800-493-1717. 1-800-493-1717.
Right, let's see.
493-1717.
Microban 24 protects against Staphylococcus aureus and Enterobacter aerogenes bacteria, but does not provide 24-hour protection against viruses.
So Wednesday would be the 9th.
Every time you touch a surface, you leave behind bacteria. To keep surfaces sanitized all day, use Microban 24. Spray on hard surfaces to kill 99.9% of viruses and bacteria initially. Once dried, Microban 24 is effective for 24 hours on bacteria when used as directed. Microban 24 sanitizing spray, bathroom, and multi-surface cleaner.
At CDW, we get that as an IT professional, your hands are full. Our experts can give you the help you need by customizing Apple products like the iPad and Mac, so they're ready to go right out of the box.
Let's see.
Your employees get highly secure devices that feel familiar.
So what do you guys want to do? Next Monday, what day?
So Monday's no good. That's my focus day. I need the income.
Okay.
Wednesday's perfect for me.
I need the income. You actually can make money? Come on, motherfucker.
Wednesday, meeting at 4 p.m.
That's good for me.
4 p.m.
See, too bad you guys.
You good, Stan?
Good.
Next Wednesday.
I went for years without having to take money out of my bank account for playing poker.
You know, too bad I couldn't make it, guys, because I'll tell you.
You put us to shame.
God almighty.
Why don't we just figure out how much money we're going to bet and just give it to Tom?
Okay.
We're betting?
It's about time that I show you guys what playing poker is all about.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. Listen, without going through all this, here's what I want to do with Sharon. Suzanne, let's give Sharon to the right people to find out what her house is worth and if she can refi. I don't understand, though, if she had an insurance loss, though, if this all, Sharon, did this all come from an insurance loss?
Yes, it was the result of it.
Okay.
And
okay.
there
When
was damage.
When was the insurance loss? The date?
It was.
How about the year?
It was 2018.
Okay, Mark, is that too late to reopen 2018?
I'd have to ask Matt. You might be able to go 3 years.
It's possible. It is possible. What's that?
That part.
I understand, but Sharon, even if it was settled, and this is for everyone listening, you can reopen claims. And I don't know if it's 2 or 3 years, but I'm saying it might be if we do have a possibility of reopening, to look at it just to make sure you were treated fairly on it.
I don't want to go down a different bunny hole, but did you get any money from the insurance company?
Sharon, did you get any money?
They paid for what they called minor repairs.
Okay. Now, it might be too late. Did you do all those repairs? Were all of those repairs done?
What could be handled, but I've.
Okay.
Here's
all I'm saying.
So much today, and
here's all I'm saying. Public adjusters are there to help you with an insurance loss. If anyone has had an insurance loss, I just want to tell you, they're there to help you. Okay? In other words, it could be, even if a claim is closed, it can be reopened and up to I think 2 or 3 years. So if you've had a recent claim, just call one of our public adjusters and ask them. They'll be happy to tell you. Like Claims Pro, for example, is one of them. Claims Pro is publicadjuster.pro. 833-252-4600. They'll take a look at claims. Now, maybe they won't. Maybe they'll say, it's not worth it or something. And then we have Paragon Services. Look for him on referrallist.com. Do you have that number offhand?
No, but I
got it.
Yeah.
What is it?
719-726-0020.
Or go to the referral list and look for Public Adjuster, and you'll find them. We wholly believe in them. It's very important. Now,
sometimes people want to find a different way out. Her best way out is to figure out how to get $8,000 and pay this loan off.
And she's got to do that quickly, okay? Because you do not want the interest backdated. Okay, so that you got to do immediately. And that's where I said Silver Leaf Mortgage, if they think you have a prayer of a refi, they might front you that money. But again, and that's silverleafmortgage.com, 720-REVERSE. Listen, we have experts for almost everything we face. You stick around. We'll take your calls. We'll go back to the missing girl, figure out what's going on there. Then we're going to talk about hot dogs.
You barely see it.
Yeah, I'm sure you've been hearing from many of you saying you got relief from Colorado Pain Care. I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino. I would never recommend them if I did not believe it myself. You don't have to live with pain. Colorado Pain Care has assembled dedicated doctors and physical therapists using the latest evidence-based treatments for pain. They work with all major insurance. Isn't it time you get relief? Call 303.team. ColoradoPainCare.com.
If you live in Colorado and get your COVID vaccine, you could win some comeback cash. All eligible Coloradans 18 years or older that receive at least one dose of the COVID vaccine are automatically entered for a chance at $1 million each week from now until July 7th. The sooner you get vaccinated, the more chances you'll have to win.
Do you want everything a little bigger, Doc?
Win big.
You mean your cursor?
Yeah.
There's not. There's
more information and official rules. Go to
on Mac, it's real easy.
Someone Google it. Google it real quick, Dan.
ARFX HD2
You already told me the cursor's so small. You can
No, I know.
barely see it.
I can see it. I can hear problem.
Number one for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one.
Hold on, he's looking at it.
Okay.
ABC News.
Your Windows will open ease of access settings. Open up your
California road rage shooting that took the life
settings, Windows,
Aiden
or settings.
He was killed while his mom was
Marcus
driving to kindergarten.
has it on the notifications and actions.
Marcus Anthony Ares and Win Lee, the suspects, both in their 20s.
Okay, settings, go to settings.
Lee was driving,
Go
and her boyfriend Ares
Then ease of access.
gun from the passenger seat.
Ease of
After the shooting, investigators and family pled with the public for information.
Why don't you give me a mouse?
Reward of $500,000.
That's
bring one
ABC's
to-
Alex Perez.
to,
The Supreme
I'll
Court
bring them out.
rejected a challenge today to the male-only military draft, saying these matters are best left to Congress. The ACLU said this sends a harmful message. Amazon founder Jeff Bezos announced he and his brother will fly into space in July. They'll join the highest bidder on the new Shepard suborbital vehicle operated by Blue Origin.
This needs
The
to come
aerospace
out or
company
it's going to hurt
Bezos
somebody.
2,000.
It's going to
This
hurt
is
like one of
ABC
our
News.
guests.
With pandemic fears easing and airlines busier by the day, major U.S. carriers are hiring again. American, United, and Delta all anticipating workforce
Do you have a screwdriver,
for the
Daniel?
rest of the year. In India, some businesses are reopening after a huge spike in cases this spring. But health
Did you call
officials
the
are warning
guy?
more
Not yet. I'm going to call her here in a minute.
No,
A magazine panel has details from the
Right
forward
there.
desk.
Vaccination rate.
And remind me of the Osh call anyway. What was that about?
Oh, they would basically, they won't let them come back to the shop.
Any new surge in infection.
Oh, is that Mercedes-Benz in
Yeah.
Westminster?
Yes.
City are on the hunt
So
for
who is that guy you gave me?
Scott Castleman is the general manager.
his uncle.
Oh, did he say he was going to come on the air? Or did
No,
he
I
tell you to
spoke
piss
to him.
off?
No, he was really, we had a long conversation. So I thought maybe if he wants to come on the air and give his side, we can change. If not, I'll be able to talk about it. Let's give him his side. We always want,
Do you have a-
always want both
Do
sides.
you have a Phillips by chance or no?
Phillips?
Yeah. This is going to end up hurting somebody.
I don't have one. Oh, I see that. You have your tools in there, don't
We
you?
should get rid of that.
No, I don't actually. I wish I did.
Tell me
Okay, we
the
got
call
it.
screener.
You
I
got it?
can't edit
Once
the
you do that.
boxes. But can you add the number 7 when you get a minute? And then I can't edit that
What
box
do you
to
mean
make
by
it
that?
normal.
Oh, the number 7 there.
Yeah, but you see how my lines are funky? That
And the
makes
only
it
reason,
crazy.
okay, and the only reason this shit, I have it so you can't edit is because there was a time when people were just fucking everything up.
Oh, okay.
But I get it.
All right. I'm surprised it doesn't drive you nuts, but that
No,
makes
no,
me.
I don't understand. Are you talking about which box?
There's line 7. There's no. Oh, you put the 7 in, so there we go. Rich Harris is on the horn for the next couple hours.
If you want editing control, I can give it to you, but
That's up to you. I can have you do it, or if you want to give it to me.
Thanks, Dan.
I just have to figure out how to let you in on that. I don't know how. Okay.
A couple reminders how careful we need to be when we go out on the water. A 50-year-old man wearing a life vest was found unresponsive in the Eagle River yesterday. He later died. And the day before up in Larimer County, 4 people were rescued tubing on the Poudre River. Spring and summer bring warmer temperatures, snowmelt, runoff, and high water in mountain streams and rivers. Debris and river conditions change. The ski season officially ended this weekend as a basin closed yesterday, but you know what doesn't go away is avalanche season. 4 hikers on Torrey's Peak found that out. Rescuers were called in after 9 a.m. yesterday. There were 6 hikers in all, but 4 of them rode out to slide into a rock field. They were able to evacuate themselves and suffered only slight injuries. As felt in Vegas last night, 5-1. Head coach Jaron Bednar says there wasn't a lack of effort from the squad.
I didn't have a problem with...
Did the Avs lose last night? Right, the Avs lost. They got hammered. They need to. If they don't win tomorrow, they're toast. Well, that's 7, isn't it? Yeah, but if they don't win tomorrow, they're going to be toast. Is tomorrow back in Denver? Yeah.
This report is sponsored by Colorado Department of Transportation.
What?
From the
I was going to say something very profound. Oh, Yahoo had it on the Yahoo page about that Eric Corbin. He shot this girl. She was cute. Eric Corbin, the guy that used to be here. Yeah, it was on Yahoo, so it made national news.
It's really terrible.
She was beautiful.
Orchard is a good alternate. The weather forecast, mostly sunny this morning with a chance for thunderstorms again this afternoon. A high today of 92. Tomorrow sunny with a high of 94. Right now it's 82 degrees.
And you know what it did? Some of these online fucking online shit. I don't know how some people, I mean, I'm pretty smart. I don't know how some people fucking do it. And I mean it, man. I swear to God. It's just amazing to me how.
Remember, Colorado, look twice and save lives.
Putting off refinancing because you think it's a hassle?
What are you trying to do? I had to pull out the screws bent. No, oh yeah, you're right. I mean,
a lot of this fucking,
see someone
a lot
scratching
of this
my pretty toe.
That's what it is. It's bent and I can't get it back in there. They needed to redo it.
And I think people who aren't savvy could have a fucking hard
Tom,
time.
regarding your friend Ruth, I tried her on Friday, no answer. I did reach her today, but she wants to talk to me first before she comes on the air.
Tell her that.
So, well, I'm going to call her after the show today and then tell her she's got to.
You know, but she just wants to tell you the whole story and say, Ruth, listen. I would just say, listen, Ruth, or I'll text her for God's sakes, except I don't want her to have my number.
I said, well, Tom already feels like whatever your problem is that it should come on the air. No, I really need to talk to you first. I said, fine, I'll call you after the show today. I mean, I know it's your
sure
friend.
You don't mind? Because I don't want you on the
I don't mind making the call at all, but you know how it's going to go.
I just don't want you to waste.
And then I sent you one for.
Yeah, I see it. Did you know that Eric Cobain? He made national news. It was on Yahoo.
That girl was headline yesterday. She's gorgeous.
What's she doing now? Do you know what they've never seen? Did he have any background issues and stuff? But
not that I know of.
He's been going out with her for a year.
No, but if, I can't say it on video.
Troubleshooter Show.
Your troubleshooter, welcome to the show. This hour brought to you by RenewHomeInnovation.com. That's RenewHomeInnovation.com. You know what he does? He does bathrooms. But he does the wet part, the wet space, meaning the shower tub area. It's so beautiful, these rectangle showers that take the place of that tub with no curb. You can wheel right in if you have a wheelchair, or walk right in. If you have a walker, no problem. But it's made for everyone. It's beautiful. And they're American standard. You have wall systems that require no maintenance. And picture that rectangle shower in place of a tub. Now he can do a tub shower combination if you want. He even does, walk-in tubs. But most people are going for this big, beautiful, customized showers. And I call it showers the next day. As soon as you sign, they'll get there the next day and start working. RenewHomeInnovations.com. Special financing for seniors and veterans. 303-904-2000. 904-2000. Listen, I don't take lightly my recommendations, so I always want to hear feedback. Also, I want to tell you that we have experts on the referral list that we go to for all kinds of things. All kinds of things. That's right. Whether it be carpentry or plumbing or divorce, and we have someone on for some family law issues we'll get to in a minute here. But we have to talk about this missing 17-year-old. Not sure how to handle that. Not sure, but we got to re-examine it. Samantha, so Alicia Hudson is her name, 17 years old. We ought to get the picture up online. She's missing. There is a police report. She has mental illness. You say she's mentally like 13 years old. She will be a senior at Adams City High School, we hope. In the past, she has taken off several times, basically, for a few days, several times. Grandma has actual custody of her along with 5 other grandchildren. So this girl was feeling a little lost in the shuffle, you said, and she's mentioned that before. And she was recently, we're told, she was recently picked up at a shelter by a 22-year-old guy. I don't know. She's been, was this her boyfriend? Did she describe this guy as her boyfriend?
No, not at all.
No, you know that, Mark?
Well, that's what the caller said.
Okay. So, but did she like the guy? Did she know the guy?
He apparently sweet-talked her enough that she was okay to go with him.
Okay, so she is 17 and he's in his 20s. Does anyone know where he is?
No.
And you don't know where she is. You say there's Facebook activity. Go ahead, Suze.
So I messaged her on Facebook, a private message. I was going to call her, but I think you have to be friends with her to be able to call her on Facebook, so I was not able to do that.
So you did private message. What did you say?
Just saying her family's worried about her, want to be sure she's okay, and just told her who we were.
Good. Samantha, we will follow this and try to reach out to her. Do you have a feeling she's just avoiding you? And maybe she...
No, I have a really bad feeling that something went wrong and nobody's telling us about it.
Well, hold on. You mean like the police, if they knew something, they'd tell you. You don't mean authorities. You mean...
I'm talking about the people that are answering her Facebook.
So do you think... What would be the motive? Do you think they captured her or holding her? What do you think is going on?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know what their motive is, but I wish they would just let my daughter come home.
Well, maybe, okay. But do you understand how that sounds? Because she ran away several times, and you say, I wish they'd let her come home. You're assuming they're forcing her against her will not to come home.
Yeah, because my daughter would normally come home after about 3 days.
So she'd get pissed and leave and then come back?
Yes.
What do the police say about that?
They just basically told us that there's nothing they can really do about it until she gets picked up.
Okay, so we're going to get that picture of her. Do we have the picture, Suze, from her Facebook? Is it up right now?
Daniel's been putting it up.
Okay. Basically, if you know we got to figure out where she is. I don't know what else to say. Mark, you have any suggestions?
No, just put the picture up. I don't think she wants to be home.
Did you ever have any of your kids get pissed and take off for a few days ever?
Yeah, of course.
Really?
Yeah, Miles did for a weekend once.
But they didn't know. We had logins to their phones for Apple ID, so we were just tracking them anyway.
That's good.
And just didn't let them know it,
Cut off all their bank accounts.
Hey. So, you know something, Samantha, what we're going to do is see if we hear from her, okay? And we'll follow it along. In other words, we're not cutting you loose. We're just putting it on hold while we try to get her. So we're going to get your number and stuff so we can get back to you.
I'd love for her to call in. I think that would be the best.
Okay.
Why don't they turn her phone on and maybe she will call and then try and call Matt on?
That's a good idea.
Is her phone still turned off?
Yes.
Would Grandma consider turning it back on?
I'm not sure.
Here's the problem. Once it's turned off, they put it away. They don't carry it with them necessarily.
She's probably got a burner by now. They're so cheap.
Or they just use the Wi-Fi on it. Especially if it's Apple, you can still make calls like that.
Okay, so Alicia Hudson, your mom and Grandma are looking for her. Does Grandma care?
Grandma does. Grandma's been worried sick about her. And
Is this your mom? This Grandma, is she your mom?
Yes.
And where's the biological dad?
Dad left when she was first born.
Okay, so,
So the only people she's really had was me, my mother, and my stepfather.
okay. Just get your name and number to Suzanne so we can get back in touch with you. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Rich Harris is with harrisfamilylaw.com. It's they do family law. Rich, how many, in your experience, the grandparents taking over kids, taking the kids over for their children? We hear a lot of it on this show. Is that it's not so uncommon, is it?
No, Tom, it's not. And first of all, thanks for having us on again. I really appreciate it. It's not uncommon. It typically happens where, for some reason, the parents need help. Sometimes it's they reach out for help, and they're economically in trouble, and they want their folks to help out. Sometimes the state intervenes where they think the kids aren't being cared for properly, and the kids are placed with another relative. Very often it's a grandparent.
And this brings us into our next topic I'm going to cover in a little while. This is Rich Harris, Harris Family Law. They do divorce. They do, of course, separations. They do child custody, anything to do with family law. Grandparents' rights. I don't even know if there is such a thing, but we have some inquiries on grandparents' rights, and this brings us right into it. We'll talk to you. And anyone else, if you have any family law questions, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255, or you can always call 303-MARTINO. Now, even when Rich isn't here, if you're listening to a time-delayed, let's say, stream, you can always call us, and we can get back in touch with any of our experts at 303-MARTINO. Now, listen, we're going to talk about everything, but if you have any family law questions, give us a call. 303-713-TALK. Any problem, question, or complaint.
Hey, Tom, send
the news anchor, Ron Burgundy, returns with the Ron Burgundy Podcast to take on the most pressing and exciting topics of our day.
Who is a home front inspector?
Your life, as only Ron Burgundy can deliver it.
I've heard it said, perhaps by me, that you can earn a degree listening to my...
Do you know who they are?
That's what I heard from my source. My source, that is, for chance. Myself.
Phil Gates.
Listen to the Ron Burgundy Podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Granite Liquidators is a place to go to get stone, any kind of countertop material, at wholesale. You get the same prices as a builder, and that's the truth. They call it, of course, Granite Liquidators, but they handle all stone. They handle quartzite, which comes in slabs. By the way, quartz is man-made. Quartzite is the natural stuff. They have marble. They have anything that comes in a slab. So what you do is go to graniteliquidators.com to find out more. They're at 5075 Tabor Street in Wheatridge. You often hear me talk about the art of granite, right? And wholesale on all materials. Well, you can get them here and then have Mitch Fleury do the work. Or you can have anybody do the work. In fact, when you walk the yard, you get to pick from giant slabs instead of little teeny-weeny samples. Then they put your name on the slab and store it there until you're ready. So buy your stone first and decorate around at graniteliquidators.com, graniteliquidators.com. Now, perhaps you need to tap into your equity to do that home improvement. That's where affordable interest mortgage comes in, AIM mortgage for short. And to get to it online, you put AImortgage.com, AImortgage.com, 720-895-0500. They have the liquid loan. I can't say enough about it. It's a big line of credit on your house, right? Now, you can pay it up and down at will. So the first thing you do, of course, is pay off your old loan, right? Now, every dime you have in your normal savings, you attach to this account, and it automatically credits the amount in your bank against your balance. It doesn't take the money, it credits it against the balance. In fact, you can pay your balance up and down at will. That's why I call it the liquid loan. So you can take it out to do home improvements like with Granite Liquidators. So AImortgage.net, here's affordable interest mortgage phone number, 720-895-0500.
Before the excruciating...
My daughter keeps trying to call me, and I'm concerned because of her.
She knows you're on, so you better call her.
With up to $2,000 in savings, only from
Hope everything's okay.
No, it's the first time she's out.
She needs a credit card.
No, she has a credit card. I think it's not working.
I knew it came down.
No, she's out soloing for the first time. And she drives. She's having lunch with friends, coffee. I just.
How old is she, Tom?
16.
You can't drive with friends, can you?
No, she's not. She goes to meet them sometimes.
You're only allowed to have one other person.
You can't.
You can only have your siblings or your parents' family, immediate family, and after 6 months,
or that will cost you more to use the timeshare than if you just booked
so you guys
online.
know better than me, right? Right after 6 months.
We stuck to that too, man.
Your fees will go up
Yeah, I can see that, boy.
They'll get them too. They pull them over for speeding, and they're within that time.
God damn it!
You're in trouble.
Decades ago or days ago, we
I think only if you're under 18, though. If you're
Real quick,
over
I have to
18,
leave a
none of
message
that
with Scott
matters.
Castleman. I do have option Q. Do you want me to kill him, or do you want me to just keep him on and you update him?
Well, I think I'm going to tell Irish that we're not going to talk to him on the air.
Oh, thank God they arrested people in that 6-year-old's death.
Okay, I'm going to tell Austin I'm going to call him back. I'll see if Scott calls me.
That's where the woman
I have
they
Austin on the
said,
phone, so I'll just tell him we'll call him back. We're going to give him a few minutes to call
and
him.
the sister said the kid's last words were like belly hurt.
Wait a minute. Oh my God.
But Scott may not want to come on.
Scott doesn't want to come on now.
So there's somebody came up and shot?
No.
They were in a car. They shot the car.
Oh,
and it killed a 6-year-old. They got 2 people in custody.
How the fuck can somebody fire a gun over road rage?
Oh, apparently she flipped the guy off.
Yep.
I don't say that that's right and stuff. So
Well, I hope not. Are you saying? No, it's fucking horrific, man.
I'll tell you, I don't even. If somebody cuts you off or does something, I just don't even respond. I just slow down, let them pass me.
I'm pretty much the same way.
You know, you don't know who's going to carry
It'd
the
have to be
fucking
pretty
gun.
egregious.
She's fine. See, I recently changed my address. My
zip code.
Here's the point, though, Mark. Some of them are still taking the old zip code.
They might know to update it. I don't know.
General states pricing. Sales prices not include federal, state, local.
Bezos in space.
6/30/21.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com.
First of all, I think they should take all billionaires and take all their money away and leave them with only $1 billion.
No, you put them into space.
Take all their money
With their billions.
And put them all into space.
They don't need all that money. They don't need it. Or no, we should tax them 99% every year.
Or give them $1,000 in
That's the answer. Tax billionaires. You know, I had some asshole say that, and they said, "Yeah, that's it." Hi, Tom Martino here.
303-713-TALK. Okay, Josh, what's going on? Deputy Doc, I think, handled your case. Josh, can you tell us the original problem, please, without any follow-up? We just want to know what you originally called about. Hello? Are you there, Josh? Okay, I guess he's not there.
I can go over.
All right, so, well, I don't even know if does he need to hear anything? But anyway, go ahead. What's going on?
Anyway, he went to a parking lot that charges X number of dollars a day.
Oh, here's the problem.
He drove in, he was sitting there, and went back.
Oh, that's the one.
And he paid the full amount.
I want to explain this because this is what pissed me off. The full day rental goes from 5 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon, okay? 5 to 4, the whole day. So if you get there at 9, you're paying, in essence, retroactively from 5, and you pay until 4. If you get there at 3 in the afternoon, technically, you're paying all the way back from 5 in the morning till 4. You pay one fee, period. That's what we were told. So if that's the case, he got penalized for sitting in his car 20 minutes before paying. I say, what difference does it make if he sat in his car for an hour before paying if when you pay retroactively anyway? What difference does it make? They said, oh, no. You didn't pay the $17 fast enough. What difference does it make? it retroactively gives him the right to park there. So I don't understand how the hell you penalize someone for sitting in their car before paying. What did they say?
It's Laz Parking, and I had a difficult time getting a hold of anybody. I finally was able to get a hold
L-A-Z, by the way.
L-A-Z.
I call it Laz. Okay, go ahead.
I was finally able to get in touch with one of the receptionists who couldn't give me an answer, and she gave me an email address, which I sent an email, and I'm waiting for a response.
So basically, we heard nothing.
Well, I only sent...
No, I know you worked on it, but they haven't gotten back to us.
Not yet.
I mean, Josh, are you there, sir?
Yes, I am.
Josh, it's crazy, man. We're still trying to figure it out. The receptionist we called...
I got 1 week left before the fine goes back up and it tries to go to collection, so I'm trying to figure out what I should do.
You better pay it.
I would pay it and then fight them for it.
I don't know how. If it says anywhere, that's how it works. Man,
Yeah,
it's
just
a
pay
private
them.
lot. They create their own set of rules.
Yeah, I understand.
Josh, pay
But hold
them,
on.
and we'll see if we can get a refund for
but
you.
even if they create, you're not allowed, in law, there's something called unconscionable, and I think it would be pretty clear to show that if you paid the exact same amount as everyone, no matter what time you get in there, they don't have any option for hourly. That would be you, Josh. I'm addressing that question too.
Yeah, no, so you broke up a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But no, it's a daily rate.
Okay. Gosh. So,
I'll keep trying.
Yeah, of course.
But,
I mean,
but
what the
Josh,
hell?
pay them, and then we'll get you a refund.
When I say that, I don't even know if that's wise, because why should he pay it? It's just a bill. In other words, it's not official. It's not like they're going to take his license.
Depends how his credit looks.
Now, that would
My
suck.
credit's perfect.
It would suck if they tried to ruin your credit over a parking ticket.
That's what I'm saying. It's not worth it.
No, it's not. But we will continue to try to follow this up. I want to know if anyone can justify it. Everyone is paying the day rate. Everyone. That's all they have, the day rate.
And Josh paid it.
5 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon. So he paid the day rate. And when he paid it after sitting in his truck 20 minutes. I want to know how they knew he sat in his truck 20 minutes. Josh, how do they know you sat in your truck 20 minutes?
They have cameras at all entrances, and they see when your truck goes in, and then they see, when you pay it and you put in your license plate number, so it sees your license plate. Then when you get your ticket for the day, you pay it by your license plate number.
But when you paid, what time was it when you actually paid?
I think it was like 8:24
in the morning.
Yeah.
But technically, you paid the exact same amount as someone who was there at 4 in the morning or 5 in the morning, whatever time it starts, right?
Yes.
And technically, you paid the same as someone who got there at noon. So,
yeah, and I left actually at noon, so I only used half a day.
Right. So my question is, why? Sitting in your truck matters. Can anyone at all give any kind of a logical explanation, for goodness sakes? I don't think you can. Goodness gracious. 303-713-TALK. Now, I don't know, does Charlie have something new, or is this old, or what's going on with Charlie?
Well, I know that he talked to Dan this morning, and Dan was going to speak to you about Charlie's issue. So I just thought we'd get it on the show, Tom.
We are going to get him on. Charlie, this is such a pain in the ass story. I can't stand it. And he's got a good case, but I'm going to talk about it. Oh, it's such a pain in the ass. The guy is crazy. I don't know how to take it, but I'm going to tell you the whole story. Charlie had a Chevy Silverado he took to All-American on Federal Boulevard. The guy there is called All-American. Jeff Jolliffe is the owner. They rebuilt his transmission. It was bad. It didn't work right. He brought it back to be worked on by warranty. The guy refused to work on it, saying, we're not going to fix it. Then we got involved, and he finally said, okay, he'll fix it. Right? But I need the truck. Wait, did he need the truck back or the key, Charlie? What was it? Was the truck already there? Yes.
The truck had been sitting there for 3 weeks, and then...
Hold on. I get it, Charlie. It was sitting there for 3 weeks. Don't jump ahead, though. It was sitting there for 3 weeks, And then when he finally decided to fix it due to pressure from us, then what happened? You dropped off the key?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you?
That afternoon.
Yeah.
I took him the key the afternoon.
And when you dropped off the key, did you guys have any words?
Yeah, he told me he didn't want to see my freaking face. And
thanks for cleaning that up. Thanks for cleaning that up. Okay. He didn't want to see your face. All right. Now, then you left, and what happened the next morning?
I got a phone call from him at about 8 a.m. saying my truck was missing.
Now, listen to this. That truck had been sitting there for 3 weeks.
Yes, and it sat there for almost 3 weeks at the time it got fixed the first time.
Okay, but when it got fixed, when you had the issue the second time, it sat there 3 weeks before we finally convinced him he should fix it, to which he said, okay, I'll fix it. You went and dropped off the key. All right.
Yes, sir.
You drop off the key, and he calls you the next morning, and he said it in a straight face. He said, Charlie, your truck is missing?
Yes, over the phone.
Now, I want you to clean it up if you said anything back to him, but what did you say back to him?
Nothing. I said, thank you for fixing my truck. I really appreciate it. I was being really nice to him.
I'm talking about
happy.
I'm talking about when he called you to tell you your truck is stolen or missing. What did you say?
I freaked out. And I told him I'm heading down there because he actually told me that he called the police department and they were heading over there to take care of a report, which never happened. He lied to me.
And he lied to us on the radio. Jeff Jolliffe told us he called the police on that, and he talked to the police, but he never did.
Oh, my God. This guy does have to go back on the Sleaze Brigade. At first, I wasn't going to do it.
I think he does.
You're getting soft.
This guy's a scumbag, Mark. But he talks a good game.
He does.
He's smooth.
What are the chances the guy's truck goes missing the day after he calls in here?
No, not the day after he calls in, Mark. What was weird, it was there for 3 weeks when he wouldn't fix it. Then all the guy did was dropped off the key, and it was missing the next morning.
Yeah.
I mean, people, are we stupid? Does he think we're stupid? And now he gets the last laugh. What a scumbag. Now, Jeff Jolliffe likes to talk. He talks a good game. You know what? I actually respect con men, even con men, when they come on and talk. But when they keep lying, then it becomes a joke. He thinks he's the kind of guy who thinks he can smooth anything over with a slick tongue. And trust me, you know.
Kind of like the guy on Friday.
Didn't Jolliffe come off as credible to you guys?
Yeah, he did.
He did. You know, so it wasn't a matter of being soft. I just thought.
Up until the vehicle got stolen that day, then I just couldn't go down that road.
What's that? Pull it up. What, Mark? The MLB Live. What is it? It's something we have to do for iHeart. Everybody's doing it. Well, what is it? It's the All-Star Game is July 11th at Coors Field. Okay. I sent it to you so you have the script. I just saw it on there, and I remember Tim said
we'll alternate it or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't have any idea, so you do it this time.
I didn't either until I just pulled up. Tim actually emailed it to us a year ago.
But you can handle it, right? You got it?
That's right.
And Arapahoe Road eastbound is closed at
Let's do it in between.
while crews remove a
All right, just signal me.
So I'm going to do.
It's 30.
I'm going to do Colorado Pain Care first.
Okay, then I'll do it.
After Colorado Pain Care.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, all
Tell them how we stole it from Atlanta.
Right now it's 82 degrees.
No, these are scripts. These are not.
Come to churches today and experience a true original.
I cannot believe this fucking
Chicken is back. Kevin and Kitty with our bourbon blaze.
Good, right?
Only in churches. Only $5.
Why suffer?
Offer valid at participating locations.
All right, I can't believe Colorado Pain Care. I went to them for pain. Okay, I'm not gonna exaggerate. Okay, I'm gonna tell you that God's honest truth. In the morning, sometimes there's about 10% of that pain still there. About 10%. I am 90% better. Then during the day, as I move around, I don't have any pain. They are attacking my pain. They can attack your pain. That's what they do, no matter where it comes from. They're dedicated to pain relief. Need I say more? ColoradoPainCare.com. All right? 303-GOT-PAIN. 303-GOT-PAIN. 303-GOT-PAIN.
All right, check it out. MLB All-Star Sunday is this July 11th at Coors Field, and it's a must-see doubleheader. You can check out baseball's top young stars in the SiriusXM All-Star Futures game, then your favorite celebrities in the MLB All-Star Celebrity Softball game. Plus, there's a great giveaway. The first 15,000 fans in the ballpark will get something. For tickets, go to allstargame.com, allstargame.com.
My bushes are bushier, my lawn is greener, my trees are better. It's all because of Mr. Green Jeans, LLC.com. Bob and Tammy Galbot, their son Travis, listen, nowadays, don't we just want great service at good prices? That's what you get with Mr. Green Jeans. In fact, unlike all the other landscapers, he doesn't hike his prices because he gets busy. He has all things in his schedule. You'd be wise to get one. He's my landscaper. 303-426-4945. 303-426-4945. All right? I've said this a million times. The Art of Granite will give you prices on the phone. Do you know why that's so important? So many people won't do it because they know they don't have a great value and they got to talk you into it. But at the Art of Granite, you get any solid surface you need. Wholesale. All materials are wholesale, whether it be granite, marble, quartzite, whatever you need. TheArtofGranite.com. And then he does the bathroom free when he does the kitchen. He tears out and hauls away free. Get your price, 303-386-5919. 386-5919.
If you still not refinance your mortgage, well, simply keep yourself in the head. Rates are at historically
No, talking about Jeff Jolliffe. This is Todd Kerrigan with Mile High, or not Mile High, something Plains Contracting. He's a referral to Snow.
Oh yeah, he's yeah.
Not, what is it? It's not Mile High. It's something Plains, whatever.
Yeah,
whatever.
High Plains.
High Plains. Anyway, he said the same thing happened to his friend, or works for a guy that works for him.
God, I hate these sites that automatically.
Didn't Jeff Jolliffe though say that he called the police? He didn't call the police.
He said he did.
Yes.
I'm wondering if Dan is kind of like the shit stirrer, really. He's just picking on him.
Well, after this, hearing his story this morning.
But what about I gave that girl $20 for finally picking my wall? I thought that was good.
What's that like? What do you call it when the Catholics forgive you? Know they forgive you. Is that your business?
I went to conference.
a few nights a week, but not every night. Pretty typical, right?
I don't know. I've never known much about Catholicism.
Go in there and get relief. No, actually, I did that before.
Excuse.
Let me tell you, I hope I ruined her day. I do. I hope I ruined her day. And she doesn't do that.
I just can't believe.
Don't be a jerk.
I wasn't a jerk. She was a jerk.
You're a jerk.
Oh, sure.
We'll take tremendous care of you. And one of the things that I love.
I forgot. Hey, one thing I did forget to tell you.
Is that they do
Before I said that, then I went and slashed your tires real off.
Now that I did not believe about you in a million years.
Friendly office full of friendly people.
Oh, where's my license? I'd like to have that back.
Oh, it's sitting in the copy machine.
Wow. Okay.
Mine's in there too.
Oh, really? A few other copies.
What I say.
Oh, Ken.
So this guy on the referral list said the same thing happened to him at Jeff Jolliffe's place.
Wait, is he on right now?
No, he texted Suzanne.
Oh my God, I finally figured this out! Jesus.
He said he calls it basically a chop shop. And that guy, here's another thing, is that Charlie.
I made the transfer. I finally made it. I'm listening, Dan.
He said that truck's worth $18,000. And then the police report's got $1,000, and the cop won't do anything. He just tells them we'll find it.
But he wrote it down as $1,000. That it was worth. No, I do think Jeff John. I think it's
Get started today.
Okay, so.
Entitlement.com.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, so Rich Harris, attorney at law with the Harris Law Firm. So we were talking about this one case where grandparents have custody of kids. That happens, you said, unfortunately, more than we know. But I'd like to know something, because we've heard the term grandparents' rights, and I've had grandparents write to me specifically about visitation and all this. In one case, their daughter died. Their daughter had children. The in-laws took the children, or the dad did, and the in-laws are helping them. And the other grandparents can't see them. Now, they're saying, look, our daughter is the biological mom. She passed away. Don't we have rights? And Rich, that's a good question. Do they have any rights? Now, there might be differing circumstances, but let's take this one in particular. You have a child who has children. Your child passes away. Your grandchildren are with the dad. They were divorced. There was bad blood there. Now the dad and the dad's in-laws, the dad's family, they have the children. And you don't get to see them. Do you have a right as a grandparent?
It's a great question, Tom. In general, they might. They would have to intervene in whatever court case existed out there where the first set of grandparents got their rights.
Wait. What first set of grandparents? All I said was the dad has the children now.
Thank you.
And the dad's, hold on, and the dad's parents are in the children's lives. I don't know if it's an official capacity. All I know is that the dad and his family have the kids. And now they have iced out anything to do with the biological mom after her passing.
Right. Okay. So dad has care and custody.
Right. He's the legal dad.
Involved.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So the other set of grandparents, what they are able to do is, if there was some sort of, let me think about this, because this is unusual.
No, that's good. No, in fact, you don't have to answer on the spot. That is one of the issues. And while you're thinking about that, I have something else. There are both kids passed away. Now, this is not a real email. This is me. Both parents pass away. And where do the children go? Like, that's why I always say you need a will, you need this. But let's say we don't. What happens if both parents pass away? So both of those questions I would love answered. And by the way, we're talking to Rich Harris from the Harris Law Firm, harrisfamilylaw.com. And we'll come back to you, seriously. But now, Charlie, the more I tell people this story, the more we get background calls saying, you know what, this guy Jeff Jolliffe is a dirtbag. And I will tell you this, he's been known to call in the show and talk, and he will, and I'll be nice to him because why not? But I just can't believe he wants us to buy the story. He said he agreed.
Playing you, Tom.
What's that?
I said he's playing you. He already told me that he's dealt with you, and he can't do nothing about it.
Well,
he told me all kinds of stuff. He's just a dirtbag.
Well, yeah, and you don't have to add fuel to the fire. There's plenty of fire. But here's the deal. What do we do about it right now? This guy says your truck is missing. Is there any security footage anywhere that we can look at that's not his? Dano, did you look into that?
I called, what was that? Oh, God.
Well, anyway, was it a neighbor or something?
Right, across the street.
Okay.
And I might not have called the right one. It was Lightshade and stuff, so I'm going to give them another call and see if they'll give it to us.
What were you saying, Charlie?
Yeah, there's the Lightshades. That's on Federal Heights. And then the other one is the parking lot. So where he parks his car is not anything to do with him. So he's got something worked out with NetSpan Distributing. I looked those people up on Google this weekend, and I actually found that they have a tow truck that they use in that business, and it's under My Clothes Trucking or something. But either way.
Yeah, this is the crazy part because people are messaging me. They say, why doesn't Charlie just put in an insurance claim? Your insurance had lapsed, hasn't it? Hadn't it?
Yes, it was.
Oh, my God, what a terrible thing. Oh, Charlie.
I just bought the truck.
Charlie, you're out how much? How much did you pay for that truck?
$18,000.
Oh, my God, this is terrible.
It was gorgeous.
Now.
It was gorgeous.
Did you pay cash or was it on a loan?
No, I paid cash.
Oh, no.
I had a Corvette. I had a 2001 Z06 Corvette, and I sold it to get the truck.
We need to. What do we do about this? What the hell do we do about it, guys? This is heartbreaking.
I know that.
All right, I'm gonna. You need to go after Jolliffe. But what if he goes after him in a lawsuit? Jolliffe would just say it was stolen. I mean, he doesn't have to prove anything, does he? Although, I don't know. We should consult an attorney on this case. Do you just say, I want my truck back? You know what? I would do that. I would say, you took my truck, I want it back. He had care, custody, and control. I would sue for the truck back, and then he may have to prove something. Who can we ask as a general litigator how they feel about this?
Marco.
Marco? Is he around? Let's see if we can get Ben Dinelli on. He likes to bend the jaw or exercise the jaw. He likes talking. Let's see if we get him on to answer this. If not him, we'll talk. No, seriously. 303-713-8255. So, Rich Harris, if both parents pass away, this is harrisfamilylaw.com, where do the kids go if there's no pre-designated rights written out in a will or anything?
Right, great question. Tragic situation, both parents die unexpectedly. Under Colorado law, a grandparent can get custody of a child or visitation with a child if one or both parents die. Now, in terms of the mechanics how that happens.
That's an actual law.
Under Colorado law. That's right.
So
that's right.
what happens if the surviving spouse didn't want the grandparents to
that's
see him?
Exactly what we were talking about in scenario 2. But scenario 1 is they both die and both sets of grandparents have rights, but who gets custody? Do we know?
Yeah, so what's going to happen if it's not obvious, such as the grandparents are there?
Right, and there's no contest. Right.
Right. The state's going to take the kids, put them in a safe place, and they're going to look for surviving relatives. They're required to look for surviving relatives for placement. That's their first priority.
Well, the grandparents are surviving relatives, so then what?
Absolutely. So they would want to hear from the grandparents, and they would have to determine what's in the best interests of the children if there's more than one of them.
I get it. I mean, that's a simple custody battle, basically.
Right.
Okay. But what about then in the case where the wife dies and the husband doesn't want the other or his in-laws, the wife's parents to see them?
Tell your smart device to play 630 KOwl on iHeartRadio.
You understand that?
Getting 630 KOwl from iHeartRadio.
Hello? You will never get a straight answer. From an attorney. Never.
Now, you know what's really bad is...
This report is sponsored by the Broadway.
Actually, Ben and Deli is pretty good about it. He'll tell you.
Yeah, he is good.
You accident on your way on
I love him.
I mean, I've never heard him say, well, it depends. You know who really says that is Mark's friend.
My friend.
Yeah, the attorney.
On the north side,
Always.
250 westbound, so crowded.
Oh, yeah, all the time. No, he's thinking of Cranack. You're just afraid to
You like Cranack. I love him.
I do like Cranack, yes.
I don't love him. I love him.
If you love him, why didn't you marry him?
Okay, that's true. I should have.
Hey, how did Steph do on her putting that song together?
Baltimore Manitou and Pikes Peak Cotton Railway is back with new trains, new track, and new depot, and one of the
Nepotism.
What happened? I can't wait to hear.
Buy your e-tickets today at
got bated breath. You need
free legal advice. Well, you need legal advice, and it happens to be free because he's our auto accident expert, John Fuller, Fuller Law. If you're in an accident that involves injuries, when the dust settles and you take care of everything, you need to talk to someone. Don't go off half-cocked listening to your brother-in-law, your cousin, your sister, your neighbor. Seriously, call John Fuller, Fuller Law. He'll evaluate your case seriously, free of charge. If you hire him, still no charge, out of pocket, because he charges against whatever he collects for you a small percentage. Call John Fuller. Free legal advice, 303-597-4500. Look for John Fuller on referralist.com, 303-597-4500.
Hello, my name's David.
Ron Burgundy Podcast.
Paul Guy brings up a good point.
Oh, let's hear the good point.
How did he get plate and register a truck without insurance?
He let it lapse. He had insurance.
Well, he said he only had it for 2 weeks. All you need
If he registered it, you have to show him.
He said he had it. Here's what he said. He said he had the truck only 3 weeks. But yet it was sitting there 3 weeks on the lot. And they had fixed it before and went back after 2 weeks. His timeline doesn't make sense at all. But suffice it to say he didn't have it a long time. Because the original problem, he had waited, that's the whole thing is like, hold on. The original problem,
makes sense. Plus, you won't find
the transmission failed after 2 weeks, and he brought it back, right? So he had, that's 2 weeks. Then he brought it back, and it sat there for 3 weeks. So that's 5 weeks right there. And he said he only had it for 3 weeks.
At your door, Rocky Mountain's IV meds, hydration, immunosupports, migraines.
How do you have?
Maybe he took the license plate from his Corvette and put it on there.
Rocky Mountain IV meds.
You can do that, right?
Yeah, but you can't do that. No, you can transfer license.
Can you? Can you really?
Oh, you have to then change all the paperwork. In other words, you do the paperwork, but you keep like. I've done that.
You're right. Especially if you have what he holds plates like vanity.
2 things from Rich Harris. He said he has a definitive answer on the grandparents question. Second thing is he sent me an email I forwarded to you for promotion. I think it's for his webinar. Third thing is you want to Marco Viginelli for what? Because I can't reach him, so I'm going to look for another attorney. What was it for? About what?
This car was Joel about the stolen truck. Would they be able to get, any responsibility for him because of his plate?
Oh, okay.
And he had said also, Charlie, I was just going to call back. You got that thing with walking ticket taken care of.
Oh, that quick?
Yeah. I was going to call back. It's taken care of? I got it taken care of. Good. What they can do, give him free parking for a year? No, they're going to let him park at Tom's house. Oh, and then they're going to pay for an Uber.
Credit or bad credit, they're there for you. Check out the Sharpest Right today. I'm CBS News business analyst.
I haven't swung a club, I bet you, in a year and a half. Well, you better get out there, because Mark is... Yeah, I see what I'm playing, so I don't know if I need to. What about me?
Oh, my gosh. You haven't swung a club.
My short game is really good.
H2O Wireless, on the other hand, is on...
Mark only has a short game. It's called putting. Well, Suzanne told me he has a short game.
My Adams County economics crime investigator says Jolliffe is a problem child, has a ton of civil judgments against him already. He doesn't even bother to show up for court, guys.
Wow. And you want to take him off the street brigade?
He did take him off.
I took him off for sure. You guys we all talked about it.
I sure wasn't down with that part.
You guys all talked about it and said, for now.
I'm not down with it.
But you all did. You all said it.
Y'all said it.
For this exclusive offer. And start saving today.
Excel Roofing is a company I can
highly
recommend. You may have some old damage,
list.
but if anything happens in the next few months, remember Excel Roofing. They may not come knocking at your door, but they will be the ones you want.
Yeah, his car just happened to be stolen after he complained. Yeah, that's the ticket.
That's a bunch of crap, these roofers that knock on the door.
It's a coincidence. That's it. A coincidence. Yeah, my camera wasn't working either. It broke. It broke.
If you had low jack in your car, you'd find out where it is right now.
Yeah, he would have stole the low jack.
Yeah, that's it. Because we do low jack and racquetball all the time.
That's what happened. That's the ticket. He took his own car, just like that other guy on the street.
Yeah, and then took care of the other 10 of them that we had stolen.
Yeah, it's not Mexico. It's getting detailed down the road. Yeah, it's detailed.
I love it. I love it. You know, there was another show that was popular that I love, and a lot of people don't even talk about it. It's Second City TV.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
God, that was good.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. All right, 713-8255. So on Mike, I'm dying to hear this question. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, you know that woman with the 1918 insurance claim problem? I'm kind of having a similar problem with my 19...
She didn't have it. She was a mistake. It was 2018. but anyway, do you truly have an antique? Do you truly have an antique car?
Well, I have a problem with my 1917 Model T. You know, the hand crank in front? I was cranking that thing so hard, I yanked it right off, and now I can't find a doctor to I can't find a doctor to reattach it, Tom. Don't you have a doctor there?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do, and he can probably do it. And you know what? You must not have much of a life if you stayed on hold to tell me that. By the way,
I thought it was a funny joke.
By the way, your Model T would be insured for what? Stated value. No, it wouldn't. It would be agreed upon value, right? Because stated value is different than agreed upon value. Hey, Mike, thank you for the little attempt at humor. What would you give that on a scale of 1 to 10, guys? Be honest.
0.5.
Okay.
No, I thought it was all right.
Yeah, I think I would give him a 5. Catherine, sounds serious. You need to help a friend with Alzheimer's? Is it an actual diagnosis?
Yes, sir.
Uh-oh. So what's going on?
My theory is I'm his power of attorney, and I care for this gentleman who has been diagnosed with Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
So he can't work. He's 62. He can't work. So at the end of 2019, I took him to the Social Security Administration and applied for his Social Security benefits because he had no money coming in.
Yeah.
And so they gave him his Social Security. And then
now, how old is he, by the way? How old?
Medical insurance.
How old is he?
63.
Okay, so he has. Okay, so he was eligible. What? No, Medicare is 65, isn't it? Even if you're on benefits, but he got SSDI. So what is your question?
So what happened is he has no medical insurance. So I called Medicaid to get him some medical insurance.
Mm-hmm.
They said, well, he was put on Social Security disability last summer.
Right.
I cannot get, so anyway, he was put on that. They never notified me of this, so I called the Social Security
You told me, hold on, I'm confused.
Disability.
Hold on, I'm confused. You told me you applied and helped him apply, and now you tell me you didn't even know he was on it. No.
They switched him from Social Security to disability.
No, it's all Social Security. One is regular Social Security, but when you're not of age, you go to SSDI to get full benefits at an earlier age. So rather than waiting for 66 and a half, so he's on full benefits.
Yeah, and then what happened is I had taken him to a neurologist in Denver, and the Social Security, administration sent them to one of their psychiatrists who does testing for people for Alzheimer's.
Mm-hmm.
They deemed him disabled. They didn't notify me anything of this, which is just beyond, that's the water under the bridge. The problem is he has no medical coverage whatsoever.
Yes, he does. If he's on SSDI, he does have medical coverage. He will get.
Does not. I am sorry. He has absolutely no medical coverage. I had to call the Medicaid office to see if I could get him some health insurance, and they basically said, no, he can't because he's on full disability.
Okay.
And I said, because they didn't notify me.
Catherine, you can still get it, but since you know everything, I don't think you want me to tell you because
No, sir. I'm trying to explain what happened. So I called an attorney to try and get this moved through. We had a three-way conversation with the Social Security Administration, disability, and they said he would have to wait 2 years before he gets any medical assistance at all.
Okay. Well, okay. So then why are you calling us? I guess you got the answer.
I can't get any help.
But you already got the answer. You already got the answer. When I try to give you another answer, you tell me I'm wrong. So listen, we can play this little game or we can help you. Catherine, I don't mean to be a pain in the ass, but really, every time I open my mouth, you tell me I'm wrong. Okay? He can get coverage, all right? And you may not want to hear that, but he can. What you did, I don't know what you did. I don't doubt it. I think you're telling the truth. It's just got all screwed up. So let's take it one step at a time. Coming back, we'll talk about how the guy on SSDI gets medical coverage.
My God! This fucking woman.
You've heard that before, right? Well, that applies to your home, too.
Did you want to get our health guys on?
We
got him.
Hi, Dan Chikini, done
We got him.
witches and baths where there's a door. How about starting with a call to us? For over 30 years, our family company's been designing and
So the question is,
witches and baths that, frankly, your neighbors would be jealous of. Where to start, Todd? Dad would just
my channel. I got to go to switch accounts. I always have to do this to get on, and I forget to get on. Next Wednesday.
I might go to the.
What's next Wednesday?
Top golf.
Simply call us for.
Oh, are you guys? Wow, you don't have much of a life. You're waiting for that.
No, I better start swinging. I better start swinging.
Next Wednesday, that is kind of fun. It's 2 Wednesdays. Not next Wednesday. I told you we couldn't get the appointment.
The next Wednesday is. I didn't say this Wednesday.
As the kids would say, how many sleeps?
Oh, really? They say that. Bunch of sleeps.
Not mine. There was another kid.
Mega sleeps.
Another kid. Some other kids. I think they would say how many sleeps before they go to sleep. That's a cool way of putting it. My kids weren't that smart.
ABC News, I'm your reporter. Dr. Fauci predicting the U.S. will hit the vaccination goal of 70% by
Fauci.
Fuck yeah, I'll listen to him.
Yeah. I'm going to listen to Fauci every day.
To get the COVID shot.
We're going to start with the 12 to the 9.
So I asked Deputy Doc.
6 to the 6 to the 2.
I hope to follow us more than I called.
I saw. Towards the end of this calendar
But
year,
he's right. It wasn't
to vaccinate children of any age.
It was email. They're going to email that.
Who's that? Did they already draw for the first million in Colorado?
What are you talking about? Yeah, somebody won it.
So how often do they draw?
Vice President Kamala Harris in Guatemala making her.
I just don't understand why they didn't do like 100,000, 50 or
Tell me why
100,000.
Kamala Harris being interviewed in a room all by herself had a mask on. Why is
Are you sure she did?
Yeah, she's full mask doing her news conference, and no one was there.
Well, here they had a picture of Biden walking through an empty cemetery
with his
mask on, and he'd already been vaccinated. What about that? You read about the golfer who was disqualified? Oh,
wow.
Terrible. Okay, so after the third round, he was 6 ahead. 6 strokes ahead. After the
He's
third
looking at a
round.
payday of over $1 million.
Right. More than 2 million they said because he tested positive for COVID.
They yanked him.
So they yanked him.
He was a winner.
I know, but you can't. What do you?
Wait,
It wasn't over, right?
what they should have done is let him play by himself.
Oh, yeah, right, Doc.
What do you mean? What's wrong with that?
Oh, my God. How would you do that? That wouldn't be fair to all the other players.
Why?
He gets to play all by himself?
Instead of in a twosome, what's the big deal?
It wouldn't have sent a fear enough. The message would not be fearful enough.
No, I don't think that would be fair.
Why? Tell me why it wouldn't be fair, Mo.
Because the game has been going X way the entire time. And then you're going to tell everybody else, this guy gets to change up, play by himself, and then how about everybody else around him?
But there's a precedent.
How about his caddy?
Wait, they have let other people play by themselves. If there's an odd number of players, sometimes they will let a person...
Yeah, but I don't think that would matter anyhow. How about everybody else?
Well, what do you mean everybody else?
Everybody else. The spectators, all the employees, everybody.
Can't watch. If he's in the middle of the fairway...
What's he going to do for a caddy?
Well, no caddy. No, the caddy... Next question. The caddy was...
You guys are dreaming, man.
But he lost $2 million.
They should do that with basketball, too. Like in the middle of the game, if somebody tests positive, that one guy should be able to play by himself.
I like that. That's a terrible analogy.
It's the best analogy. Hey, ask Tom. My analogies are spot on.
That one sucks.
I don't know. What is it? Tell me the analogy.
He's saying the golfer should be able to finish by himself. And I said, okay, so if a basketball during the game gets tested, the player should be able to
There's no defense in golf. You don't go to...
Yeah, there is.
It's not like bocce.
They let other players...
There's no defense in golf.
They let other players...
Baba Booey! Baba Booey!
They let other players play by themselves. The precedent has been set.
Why?
It would be ridiculous to watch a basketball player play by himself.
There's an odd number of players. They will sometimes let the person who's in last place go off first by themselves so that they can finish the round. It's been done several times. So yes.
Imagine if it was a game of...
But Mark, what advantage, seriously, what advantage would it give someone playing alone?
I don't see
it just changes the rules of the game.
Why does it change the rules?
It change the rules, it change the dynamics.
Does it change the rules?
No, it does. It changes the dynamics
for sure, because there's not the same...
It's all
you're
different.
Not looking to see what somebody's doing. You're not...
I will bet you...
And what happens to the guy that he's playing with? He will be playing by himself, I assume, right?
What do you mean? Exactly.
His partner right now will be playing by himself, right?
No, they don't do it that way. It's by scores. So the people with the lowest scores are the last two to play.
Was he in the middle of the round when they told him?
No, he just walked off the 18th tee. He finished the round. He was 6 strokes ahead.
Was there one more round left?
Yeah. But what I'm saying is the precedent had been set. Other golfers have played around by themselves.
They're right. She's right. You can't get it until 2 years from date of entitlement.
What?
You cannot get Medicare. Once you get SSDI, you have to wait 2 years.
That's Medicare. What about Medicaid?
No, that's different. But she's right about Medicare.
Well, that's
so I have to figure out how to say that without saying I was wrong.
Why did I say it was more?
No, I said it was available. I didn't say when.
So bring up the basketball analogy.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
If you have 4 players, on the team in Medicare, can the 5th one get Medicaid?
I'll just get louder.
So there.
That's right.
Just scream it.
Yeah. You guys make me laugh.
Did you see this nominating Mark to Kaminsky's bad analogy?
Tommy,
Yes.
I have Integra on line 4 for you to talk about the SSDI.
You're way ahead of us.
Medicaid.
Tell John we already found out Tom was wrong.
Hey, so whatever they're paying you, it's not enough. You need a raise.
I need to figure out a way.
I'll squeeze in my analogy during the call.
I need to make this camera more flattering.
You should say that when you ask her. But what about if there were a basketball?
Tom, you might want to just get a facelift.
0-895-05. Everybody, if you get a facelift, there's not a person in the world that's had a facelift. I can't tell.
Also,
Joan Rivers.
My God, it was so obvious.
You know who had one is Clint's wife.
Did she really?
Yes.
Well, why would you share that? I don't think I've ever met her.
No, she said. Don't you remember Clint said that she didn't really like it? She was all bougie and stuff. And then then right before she was at the dinner.
I think, didn't we have a...
What about that wire?
Hello, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe where we are fighting for you. This hour brought to you by Genesis Total Exteriors. And what's the big deal about Genesis, Mark? Solar.
Man, big time, big time.
And really, explain how important that is, first of all. How many inquiries do we get about solar?
All the time.
It is still very popular.
He is backing this with a 25-year warranty. He's going to show you how much money you'll save just by talking to you for a while. It's unbelievable.
No, and it's for real. We finally have a company we absolutely love for solar. And he's doing, of course, all his normal home improvement. But solar's big deal. That's Genesis. Oh, and he has a special website for that, too, right, Mark?
That should be up today, but I'm not going to give it out till tomorrow.
So GenesisTotalExteriors.com will get you there anyway. And, of course, I'll give you out his phone number because we've known Mark for so many years at Genesis. And the number is 303-679-8509. Okay, so let's continue. I need to take this call. Now, we want to talk to Catherine. Catherine's friend has Alzheimer's, and he went on SSDI, and she is correct. There is a waiting period of 2 years before you get Medicare when you are eligible for SSDI. My goodness, that's weird, Jared. If there's a 2-year waiting period, that has to have impact on people, but the wording is weird. What it says 2 years from the time you were eligible. I think it says. Does that mean when you actually get SSDI? It says recipients aren't eligible to receive Medicare benefits until 2 years. Oh, after the date of entitlement. What is the date of entitlement, Jared? Do you know?
Well, yeah, it's when they pretty much get approved for it. So when you go with, when you apply for Social Security disability, it takes time, and they will backdate it. And so when they backdate it, they will go into when it goes into in force, and it's 2 years from that date.
Okay, so what do people do for health coverage? Let me bring Catherine up. Catherine is obviously fighting for her friend, and she's found out a lot of information, including that 2-year waiting period I never knew anything about. So, Jared, what do people do in the meantime? She is saying he has no help at all right now with his bills. Catherine, what kind of bills is he getting right now?
Medical bills.
Okay.
I have thousands of dollars in medical bills for him.
Wouldn't he be entitled to Medicaid, especially under the loosened regulations since Obamacare years ago? More and more people are eligible for Medicaid, right, Jared?
Yes, and technically yes, but it really depends on how much he's getting from Social Security. So if he's over the amount of the allowable amount for Medicaid, then he needs to get on an ACA plan through the exchange with tax credits.
Okay, let's take one thing at a time. Catherine, do you know how much his SSDI payment is a month?
His SSDI is a little over $2,000 a month, and he has a home, a mortgage. He has bills.
No, I understand that, but is that too much money, Jared? He's making $2,000 a month.
Yes.
Yes.
But he can get on. I can get him on tax credits to help pay for his premium and get him cost sharing reductions, which will dramatically lower his deductible and max out of pocket.
Okay, and it would dramatically lessen his monthly payment, right?
Correct.
Because here's something else I didn't know. Even when you're on SSDI, you still have to pay for Medicare when it does come around after the 2 years. You have to pay for what? Part A and Part B? Is that what you're paying for?
Well, Part A is free, but yes, you are paying for Part B.
Okay. So, has he tried to go through the exchange, Catherine?
Yes. I've gone through, tried to contact Medicaid. They can't help him. I've gone through the exchange, and because of his health condition, there's just no way he can even afford what that they want to bill him for on a monthly basis.
Even if he could get on, Jared, even if he could get on, does he get retroactive? He wouldn't get retroactive, would he?
No, it won't start till 7/1.
My God, this guy is between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
So there's nothing to do with someone in total need. Well, You know, it's not like he's homeless. He does have a home. He does have other things. Does he have a lot of equity in the home, Catherine? I'm just searching here.
He does, and I'm his full-time caretaker.
Well,
I've had to quit my job to take care of him, and I'm not getting anything to take care of him.
There is a way you can. There is a way you can. I need to know a few things. Do you know how much his house is worth?
I would guess around 500,000.
Do you know how much? Do you know what his loan is?
Oh, his loan is over. It's $1,480 a month, and then with expenses.
But you don't know. You don't know what it. You don't know what his actual loan. What is his loan?
I have all the paperwork right here.
Just roughly, what is it?
Yeah, how much does he owe on the house?
Right now, he owes on the house he owes $140,000 on the home.
And how old is he? You said 62.
Yes, sir.
Oh my God, he won't get a lot of money with get a lot with a reverse loan, but a reverse loan would be something for him. It would be, especially.
So I want to get the house sold.
Oh, okay, that would be great. So does he want to sell?
Yes, but the thing is that these medical bills are astounding. Just for blood work at Quest, it was $700 just to do a blood work, to check his blood.
I understand, but listen, he should get on a plan. He really should. Jared can get him on a plan, no matter what. For going forward, he should get on a plan going forward with tax credits and stuff. But I want to, Catherine, there are a few things you need to know. If you need to settle these medical bills, you can get a cash payment reduction. You can get a discount. That they will help you if you want to help him pay. But let's take one thing at a time.
If he can get on Medicare, though, doesn't that go retro up to like 6 months or something?
No.
Hold
on. In this case, he's not eligible for 2 years.
Got it.
And then once he's eligible, Jared, does it go retro at all?
No, it does not. But however, there are a couple of situations where I can maybe help them with a Medicaid buy-in program, or
what is a Medicaid? What is a Medicaid buy-in program?
Well, there's a couple. Well, that's the thing. There is a buy-in program. I have to ask a couple of questions. Is he still working right now with his disability?
No, he. That's why I took him down to the Social Security office.
That's fine. We don't need. Catherine, in the interest of time, we don't need the story. But he's not working, right?
No, sir.
Okay. And what else did you need to ask Jared?
Well, there is a buy-in program that you can maybe look into with Medicaid, but it has to deal with people with working disabilities. Okay. And then also, there is another program through the state that can help with those medical bills that will be retroactive.
Catherine, we're going to put you in touch with Integra. They're wonderful people, Integra, and I'm going to give out that number for everyone in a minute. But here's what I want to explain. Right now, you said he wanted to sell the house, which is not a bad idea, but where is he planning on living if he sells?
Oh, I would have to go with him. I take care of him.
No, but where is he going to go? What if he sells his house? Does he have a plan?
I have a plan.
What is the plan? What is the plan?
I just want to get into a smaller community, like up in the mountains, where you have people that can help you around,
Catherine.
And the plan is to get into a smaller home and get this house
with the way prices are right now, that may not be a good idea. There's a possibility it may not be a good idea. I mean, all I'm saying is, I don't know if he does even qualify for a reverse loan, but let's say he did, that might be one possibility. Another possibility is to get the house sold if you guys can find a place reasonable enough. I don't know if he can because you're not going to make that much money. How much will he make on this? If he gets $500,000, he owes $140,000. He might. Okay, he might get. If he really gets, he might get $300,000 or a little more.
He could probably downsize into a reverse mortgage as well.
The problem is this home has 4 acres. It's 5 bedrooms, and I'm taking care of it. It's too much work. I can hardly maintain taking care of him and the property and everything.
Okay, no, what you're saying makes some sense. It does. It sounds like you have a good plan, Catherine. Okay? The only thing I want to make sure you do is get a hold of Integra. So, Suze, give that number to her off the air as well so she gets it. And did you hear Jared and all the options he had? That's the kind of people they are. Integra Insurance, for any health insurance issue or health bill issue, they might have a plan for you. Or Medicaid, they can help you with even. Now, their number is 303-466-5500. 303-466-5500. More coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
Jared is so good over there. He is so good.
Yep. Find the employees you need. All of them are good over there. About 30 seconds. iHeartAdBuilder.com and create a custom radio ad to reach job seekers, listening stations just like this one. Get it started today at iHeartAdBuilder.com.
I got my health insurance through Integra. And my
So let's talk about your next home loan. It should be Ideal Home Loans? Maybe. I mean, they have everything you want, right? They're direct mortgage lenders. That's important. They also have something called pre-approval. You know, I cannot stress that enough. You actually get approved for a certain amount of money. So when you find a house in your price range, you can make an offer like it's a cash deal. IdealHomeLoans.com. That is so important in today's market. You know, many people take offers based on the strength of the offer. When you have a pre-approval, that's pretty damn strong. And don't forget their interest rate guarantee. If rates go down in 2 years, if they go down at all, like 0.75% more, they refinance you free of charge. So that, along with a pre-approval, is ideal. Plus, you get to pick your own term if you don't want a 15 or a 30. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000. All right, we just heard from someone who has a friend with Alzheimer's. She doesn't know what to do. Do you know there could have been a trust set up, or there could have been something set up where this guy could have been taken care of, or he could have had his home without having it at risk. All of these things can be done with an adequate estate plan. And I, of course, recommend BlakeHarrisLaw.com. BlakeHarrisLaw.com. Now, he used to call it Mile High Estate Plan. Here's the point. 833-ASK-BLAKE for any estate issue. 833-ASK-BLAKE. He can do a simple will, a trust. He can do things to keep you out of probate. But what if you're facing probate right now? Someone just died. Call him. You know, Blake maintains this TikTok channel that gets really millions of views because he has such valuable information. He's also in my new consumer magazine, 303consumer.com. You can download an issue, 303consumer.com. He has the centerfold issue on 10 mistakes people make in estate planning. Don't make the same mistakes. BlakeHarrisLaw.com, 833-ASK-BLAKE.
The Mortgage Doctor this and every weekend.
He's 62 and have Alzheimer's.
Your house payment, consolidate your debts.
What's that?
Is the Mortgage
That's pretty young to have
You know,
Alzheimer's.
I don't.
Hey, Mark.
The cards are dealt right. That's not his lifestyle, right?
Owner of the restaurant.
Do we know that? Well, senility can't be.
Get fired for things like stealing alcohol or stealing.
I don't know if Alzheimer's senility has a lot to do with it.
Get out of that.
He would have to have an appeal, so you basically appeal. Did they already have a ruling?
Well, they say.
So if someone stole, he fired him, they went to unemployment. Unemployment said, okay, right? Yeah, he needs to appeal that decision. And if he can prove that they stole, he's going to have some kind of proof, not just that I said that he stole. If he can prove that he stole, like, an example would be if they took a company check and forged it, or if there was video of him taking cash out of the register. If they can prove that he stole, absolutely. But if not, fuck up.
Okay, and then another person, like same person, they were being just bad at their just being bad with guns, like hurting them.
That they're going to get
Absolutely hate
the way it is right now.
Okay. He just wanted to know if there was any way he could get out of it.
You can appeal the decision. You literally, we've done that here. We've had employees we fired, and we went down, and the one that was stealing the credit card, using the credit card at the liquor store, I don't want to say names, they ended up with unemployment, didn't they? We went down, it was insane.
I had somebody walk out in the middle of the show.
Yeah.
And still got unemployment?
And she got unemployment.
Dude, that sucks.
It's so easy to unemployment.
I'll let him know then.
They almost always side with the individual.
Yeah.
Did you have in writing they couldn't go to the liquor store and buy liquor on your company?
You had to have that. It had to be in writing. They said, "Do you have an anti-theft policy?" And I said, "What do you mean?" "Well, is it in writing?" And I said,
We call it the common sense policy, like most people.
That stealing is not good.
Yeah, I know. It's like you have to have that in writing.
I know.
You got to make sure your employee knows, hey, keep your hand out of the till, please.
And you know about this qualified immunity thing with cops? Why it's so hard? The Supreme Court has said that you can only use qualified immunity if the court has ruled on the exact same situation previously. And since there is no precedent where they've ruled previously, you can't file a qualified immunity case.
"Okay,
It's really bizarre.
you mean you can't use it as an affirmative defense?"
No, you can't sue. Let's say the cops beat you up for a certain thing. They will. You can't sue them under qualified immunity unless you can show that a previous case with the exact same situation has been ruled on, and since there was no set precedent, it's a.
But the part I don't understand is qualified immunity. You wouldn't sue under qualified immunity. You would sue around qualified immunity.
Well, no, you would sue them for whatever.
With an exception to qualified immunity.
No, they would use qualified immunity as a defense.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you sue, you'd have to sue as an exception to it.
Right.
Right.
And since there's no precedent,
Right. I get it.
You can't sue. It's a crazy situation.
No, it really is.
News at 6.
Getting 630 KPOW from iHeartRadio.
Denver's talk station.
On your smart speaker.
Available on over
What they need to
2,000
do is make
devices.
the organization responsible.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. I want to go to Rich Harris, attorney at law. Now, Rich, and by the way, we haven't forgotten about Charlie. Hang on with the stolen truck, and Larry will get to you. Rich Harris, unmarried couples. There's so many unmarried people living together, obviously buying houses together. God, that can be a nightmare. They have kids together. All right, what happens there? I mean, that's a big issue. If you're unmarried, I don't know is it any more complicated when you're unmarried, I should ask, is it?
Well, I think it is, Tom, in the sense that you described folks that have property, like houses together, and kids. Under Colorado law, you can file for custody, but the courts generally don't have jurisdiction to divide up property and debts. So the complication there is you can deal with all the kids' issues, and that's similar to what you do in a divorce. But in terms of all the property, unless you can prove common law marriage, those people have some complicated stuff to unwind.
So I'm asking then, do you get a lot of unmarried couples then? It's not a divorce. What are they seeking? What is it when they come to you?
Sure, it's a custody case. Technically, under Colorado law, it's the allocation of parental responsibilities. We're seeing more of these than ever. I've been doing this for more than 25 years, and these kinds of cases, Tom, have just exploded in recent years.
But there's got to be more to it. Like, what about the actual partnership? When they come to you about the kids, do you say, by the way, what are you doing about this and that?
Oh, sure. I mean, they're usually going to ask us, hey, I've got this problem. We've got kids and we've got all this property together. And the first thing we're going to do is start talking to them about whether we can prove a common law marriage, because that's going to simplify things. Then the courts can divide everything up.
But really, you don't have to prove it if you both agree it was common law. The only time you'd have to prove it if one contests it. So is there sometimes a benefit to not being married?
Yeah, there's definitely a benefit to not being married if you're the partner who has the assets in his or her name and you don't want to divide them up, or you don't want to pay alimony or maintenance, because you can only get that if you're married.
Okay, so unmarried people, what special circumstance would there be, let's say, with kids? What's a glaring difference than if you're married?
So there aren't glaring differences on the child custody part of the case, Tom. Under our law, it doesn't matter if the parents were married or not. There's no such thing as illegitimate kids the way there used to be.
But I think the really important thing, the point that I think you're going to make, and I want to go into that webinar you're having, the point you're going to make is a lot of unmarried people may not go to attorneys for parenting issues, and they end up with some sloppy agreement that maybe could cause them trouble down the road.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got to get a custody and visitation order. You've got to sort out the child support. And if you don't, it's almost always going to cause huge problems down the road. For sure. So what's the webinar about? So thanks for asking, Tom. Tomorrow night from 5 to 6 p.m., as a public service, we put on a webinar every Wednesday night. This one, I said tomorrow night, pardon me, it's Wednesday night, is on the challenges that unmarried parents face, how to handle a child custody case in Colorado. Okay. So, in other words, if you're unmarried or married, you obviously need a plan. And I think the mistake unmarried couples make is trying to hammer one out on their own, figuring it's not a big deal. But do you also deal with partnership agreements, dissolution agreements, so to speak? Like if they're unmarried and they have a bunch of property or interest together, even though the courts can't tell a credit card who to hold responsible, you guys can still initiate a private contract for dissolution, right? Right. It's what we call a civil partition. It's a civil suit or it's a civil suit that ends in a contract or an agreement. And it definitely behooves people to make sure that's sorted out legally.
Hey, Rich, I have a question. My son bought a house in his name, and his fiancée moved in. They're not married yet, but they're going to. Is she entitled to anything if something happens before they get married?
It's in his name. They're engaged. She moved in. So repeat the part of the question, please.
If something happens unforeseen and they split before they get married, is she entitled to any part of the property? Well, that's a good question. They're engaged. They're not married. So I would say no, right?
Right. Unless there's something weird, no. She has no rights. She's not on the title. Unless she could prove they were common law married, but that's hard to do in our state. It's hard to do, especially when there's an engagement and a wedding date.
Correct.
Exactly. So now, what about, but this is an interesting topic because we have so many people, as my parents would put it, shacking up. And when they are, there's still law and there's still things you need to do to unshack, as you're pointing out. And I think a lot of people... I think a lot of people don't do it. But here's what happened in one case. Years ago, a couple broke up. I remember it because I think one of the relatives called. They broke up. They had been together for a while. They broke up. No big deal. They didn't have anything. But then the guy won a lottery ticket. This was like a year and a half later. And the girl comes back and says, I want some of it. We were never divorced. And he said, yeah, that's right, because we were never married. So I'd like to know what happens in something like that. You know, young people listening right now, you got to protect yourself.
This is Denver's...
Simply, Mr. Green Jeans, Colorado Pain Care, about a minute.
I want you to simply forge it. Thank you.
Or Dr. Bear, hope your son's fiance is not listening. I was just curious. They're
It's
both
hard. It's not easy to be common law.
They're both great kids. I mean, we love her. We can't wait for them to get married and have kids.
Closed in both directions between 104th and 80th Avenues because of an earlier train accident. Count on that being closed for at least a few more hours.
I love talking
in
about
Denver,
my bushes.
I-25 northbound is stacking up with general volume between 6 and Colfax. The weather forecast is some scattered storms.
I wonder why my SI joint just decided to fuck up after a while.
You're old.
Yeah, you think? After I've been out of pain for a while. Oh, is it started? You remember? I was out there. I was so happy after I got
Well, you have paid now, you went to,
yeah.
that's great.
90 right now, no
Stay
payment.
fresh out there.
The
with
worst
Smart
is
Mouth
I get
Mouthwash.
10% of it back.
Use. So whatever the day may bring, you can stay sunny with a side of fresh. Grab a bottle today. Find Smart Mouth in the mouthwash aisle at Walmart or visit smartmouth.com to find a retailer near you.
I love talking about Mr. Green Jeans because my lawn is greener. It's that easy. You know, I'm not kidding, by the way. My neighbors have started using Mr. Green Jeans. We're kind of like a green jean street. Mr. Green Jeans is really Bob and Tammy, their son Travis, and their team. They've been doing stuff for us for years. They're my landscaper, and that's the honest-to-God truth. And they have openings in their schedule to be your landscaper. 303-426-4945. 426-4945. And, Mark?
The easiest, and I mean easiest way to buy flooring is simplyfloorsinc.com. The name says it all. I have personally used Buddy and Karen Mitchell numerous times. They'll bring over whatever samples you want. LVT, carpet, hardwood, tile, whatever you want, they'll bring all the samples to you. You'll see it with your furniture. You'll see it with your other flooring. They're going to measure everything. They're going to give you an exact price. Then their guys show up. They install it. It's beautiful. You're going to use them forever. And what I really dig, if you use them, you can save up to 40% from the big box stores. Set the appointment at simplyfloorsinc.com.
That was almost perfect, Mark, but you were 2 seconds over. Anyway, let's talk about Colorado Pain Care. I was just telling these guys off the air. I'm 90% out of pain in the morning when it was the worst. I'm 90%. So I feel about 10% of that pain. And during the day, I don't feel anything. Really, these guys are great. Honest to goodness, I mean, this is a true story. I had pain, now I don't. Colorado Pain Care, that's what they do. No matter where your pain comes from, they work with all major insurance. Thank goodness. ColoradoPainCare.com, 303-GOT-PAIN.
With all the recent huge changes in our economy, this is a really important time to pay attention to your spending and your savings. Don't waste money, and very importantly, don't turn your head on ways that you could save. For example, a mortgage refinance.
God damn, do they some of these stores pound the shit out of you for review.
Mortgage refinance is more than just a lower interest rate. It's also an effective way to eliminate high-interest debt. You're able to pull out cash from your home equity.
Finally,
so you can
do you know how hard it is to set up ACH transfers? It's not as easy as you think. When you want to transfer into an account, you have to get approval of the account you want to transfer to. Did you know that?
You need to focus on. And you know what else? When you choose American financing, there are never any upfront or hidden fees, never any pressure, no obligation. So what are you waiting for? Give them a call, 303-695-7000, 303-695-7000, or online at AmericanFinancing.net.
MLS 18233 Regulate Weather Division of Real Estate. This is Michael Lewis, General Manager at Maximum Auto Search. We need inventory. I'll give you more for your car than CarMax, Carvana, or anyone else. Get the most at MaximumAutosearch.com.
Oh, it's bad. She doesn't get
MaximumAutosearch.com.
elected back in
retirement income in just 5 payments. You heard that right.
She can't keep her fucking mouth shut. What's that?
And right now there's a retirement crisis in America because
no, but she's the opposite of Trump.
Right,
well, not quite the opposite.
But the thing about it is, just shut up and go along with it. You said your piece. They've already told you. Unless she wants to go to the Democratic Party.
And the worst thing in the world would be a third party.
Yeah.
Third party hurt the party they split.
I know, but wouldn't it be wonderful if we had a reliable libertarian party? Yes, you bet. Absolutely. It would be. Yes, it would be.
What would it be?
I said it would be great if we had a viable libertarian party. Right. A viable.
Ross Perot was the closest it came.
Well, actually, what's his name is? Who's his dad? You mean Rand Paul?
I said Perot. Huh? I said Perot, not Paul.
No, I think Rand Paul's dad was a. Yeah, he was a libertarian. He was a lone voice in the wilderness. Right.
But now there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
But Ross really wasn't.
He was a third party. I didn't say that. He was a third party. I don't know what it was. I don't even know. What's the name of the party?
I don't know what the hell.
And what happened to the Tea Party?
Well, no, Tea Party was part of it, just a conservative. It's a conservative wing of the Republican Party.
Exactly.
all the benefits of
But they need to have, people need to wake up and elect a libertarian government. But true libertarians, and that's the thing about it, there's very factions, says basically everything, but you're gone. But you can say that about the Democrat has their progressive wing, which is, and the Republicans have their, their right wing. If you have 100,000 libertarians, you're going to have a normal curve where you get outsiders on both ends of the progressive and the conservative, and you want the middle people.
Hey, I want to start a CNN slam page.
I think we're going to just nominate Tom. He's a libertarian. He has a presence. Are there any elephants in your closet, Tom, that would preclude you from being president?
Like 6 million. Jesus Christ. Here's one now. You know how much shit they would dig up on me? That was all public.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Now, Josh is back on the parking ticket, but we didn't get any updates on that.
We have an update.
Josh does?
Yeah.
Oh, he does. Because Deputy Doc was still waiting for an email.
Then Deputy Doc said he had an update, so...
Deputy Doc has another update.
Yeah.
I'll wait for him
That was my understanding, Tom.
Larry. Oh, damn, Larry just hung up. I wanted to use. And then Charlie with Jolliffe. We have not forgotten about him. So, Charlie. Okay, Mark. I'm asking you. Dan, I'm asking you. I'm asking you. I'm even asking Ants. I'm asking Suze. I want to know what should we do with Jolliffe. He for sure goes up on the sleeves. Hey, Suze, didn't somebody tell you something? He doesn't even show up for court or something. She was.
Yes, I have an angel up that way, Tom, that said they actually, up in Adams County, they've charged him with a felony a few years ago, but he was able to plea that down to a misdemeanor, and he's been investigated for other crimes, economic crimes, but they just can't get a case on him. So he's known.
No, he's a bad dude. I mean, all-American. You know what's funny? There was an All-American once before I had a problem with.
4x4.
You remember that? You remember that guy? Sharif was his name? Spelled sheriff or something? He was so weird. Whatever happened to him? He would come on the air and talk like crazy. Like, he'd do something like this. Yes, Mr. Martino.
Oh, my goodness.
And he said, he would be like that, like this, like just goofing all the time. Crazy. But the police were called there so much for fights he would have with customers. Anyway, I don't know. The whole thing sucks with this Jolliffe. So he's going back on the Sleaze Brigade. I just got to make sure I have all the photos I need. And remember, guys, if you think you're dealing with a bad guy, make sure you snap a photo. And so we can use it on Sleaze Brigade and try to make it unflattering. I'm just kidding. Let's talk to Larry. Hey, Larry, what's going on with this bathroom remodel, sir?
Yeah, I hired these guys back in December of 2019.
2019. Okay. Wow. We're going way back. So what happened? And, of course, they're probably going to use the pandemic as an excuse, too. But, anyway, December 2019, did you sign a contract?
Yes.
Okay. And what was the I know you want to tell a story. I want you to. I just want to get the bottom line here. The 2019 signed contract for how much?
It was for $13,000. I gave him a third down.
$13,000 bathroom remodel. Okay, with 1/3 down. Okay, so we'll go ahead with your story, sir.
Okay, so I hired them, and then they told me it'd be like 4 to 6 weeks. They'd get a hold of me, put me on the schedule and stuff like that. And then it got to be 4 to 6 weeks, and then I called them, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll have somebody call you." And then basically, it just kept being phone calls.
Wait, did he ever start? Did he ever start?
No.
What?
No, there's...
Wait a minute. This guy's got... Okay, we have to start getting on the backs of these district attorneys about the Contractors Trust Act. He didn't even start. Did he deliver any materials?
No, sir. Nothing.
Okay, I mean, what's his name? What's his name? Contractor.
Contractor's Marty Toma.
Marty Toma. Now, is there a name of a business behind this?
Yeah, it's Complete Remodeling Solutions.
Okay. Oh, my God. What have you been doing about this?
Calling and emailing, and then they basically kept telling me they'd call me back, and then I went to where their office was.
Oh, no.
It's basically it's an empty office in Greenwood Village. It's just a building, they rent office space.
And now they're gone.
Well, I don't think they were ever there, to tell you the truth. And then I went to the other address they had, and it's just a P.O. box at a mailbox, etc. So, yeah.
So you think they used a phony address? How'd you find this guy?
Through Home Advisor.
Oh,
and they were
of course.
Home Advisor at the time. And then I talked to Home Advisor, and they had so many complaints, they basically got kicked off. And then Home Advisor couldn't do anything for me because I didn't make the payment through them. So there's no bylaws as far as getting money back.
I don't think they would have done anything anyway, but who... Look, so many of our problems come from those people.
Yeah, and then I talked to Home Advisor. They kind of let me know that this guy basically tries getting in on Home Advisor all the time on different business names.
Do you have a picture of him? Can we find a picture of him anywhere online? Do you know?
Yeah, he's on Facebook. You can find him there.
Do your thing, Suze. Do your thing. We got to warn people about this scumbag. Now, what were you looking at, Dano?
Is he at 4600 South Syracuse? Is that his address that he had?
That's the Greenwood Village empty office, he said. Why?
I just see that he has Google reviews. He actually has 3.5 stars on his Google reviews.
Yeah, but if you read through them, they're like, he does do some projects, but everybody I've talked to, I've kind of talked to a few people, and they're like, they only talk to you if they want their money. And then it goes step by. They're horrible customer service.
What are you? Hold on a sec. How are you spelling Toma?
Toma.
Okay. So Marty Toma, did you meet him personally?
No. The salesman that came out, his name was Mike Griffith. I only saw him once when he came out, and then I never really. I only talked to Marty a few times, and then there was another guy. His name was Ed Alwine, who was. He's basically their customer service guy. And I talked with him many times.
Are they still open? Do they answer their phone?
Last time I called them, they did, which was probably about a month ago.
What's the phone number?
This one's 720-456-0009. That's for Complete Remodeling Solutions. And then Ed usually picks up when I call. But what happened was I called so many times, and I never got a response. And then I was like talking to Ed, like I talked to him like hours, basically.
Well,
and
what? Hold on. Ed sounds like a halfway decent guy. Then do they realize that they have your money?
Yes, they do, and they even sent me some more paperwork that was like, fill this out and we'll get your money back because it's got to go through the lawyers and blah blah blah. So I was like, sure. And that was like in August, I think. And ever since then, they basically just blocked me and won't talk to me anymore. And when you don't have a physical address to go talk to somebody, it's kind of hard.
Where do you think? Okay, so, do you have any other phone numbers? You have 720-456-0009. Any others?
Yes, this is Marty's. It's 720.
Hold on, Marty is the Toma guy, the owner, right? Is he the owner?
No, there's an owner listed underneath the Secretary of State. It's Clark Deifold.
What's Marty? Who is Marty?
Marty is listed as the president.
Okay, hold on. Okay, and what is the president's number?
It's 720.
And does he answer 720?
He did before he basically blocked me because I said, hey, to get, to talk to you, can I stop by your house? And then he basically said I was harassing him and basically wrote me a text that, he was going to be armed and if he sees me, he won't take any chances.
My God, he's going to be armed. Okay, what's
basically the gist of it? Yes, sir.
Well,
okay, so
maybe he thinks you're a nut or something. I mean, I'm not saying that, but 720.
626.
Hold on. 626.
4010.
Okay. Wow. We have so many, we have a lot of people. I'm wondering, hold on a sec. I'm wondering if there's a way to sue under the Contractors Trust Act on behalf of someone. I mean, if we get a bunch of people together, not a class action, but more like a joinder, we have too many people violating the Contractors Trust Act, which has no teeth. I mean, what are people, Mark, you looked at it, and it can even be a felony, right?
Yeah, if the dollar amount's over X.
So it goes from civil to criminal if it's a practice. So, Larry, I need to make sure Suze has your information.
I'll call him right now.
This is going to be a sleaze brigade. I'm going to have Deputy Doc call right now.
Okay, good. Yeah.
And see what we can find out. Either the cell phone, 720-626-4010, or the business number. The business, 720-456-0009. Whose number?
The Ed Alwine, he's basically he's a customer service guy.
Okay. This sales guy that you have, what's his story?
I don't have his number. I don't know. He just, he came over, he did the bid, and we decided to go with him, but I don't have any contact number for that Mike Griffith guy.
Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to try to call off the air. Hang on. I'm Tom Martino.
Now, back traffic.
About 1 minute till affordable in 888.
888 Mark.
Only 24-hour mouthwash with twice daily use. From the Beckford Sports
Guys, this is pretty serious shit.
Really heavy now.
I'm getting tired of these fucking contractors.
Constant. 4 minutes on that drive. On I-70, you have construction slowing you down eastbound from Havana to 225, and then off highway, a new crash on the back northbound at I-70. The weather forecast, a 20% chance of thunderstorms this afternoon with a high of 91 degrees. Tonight's low is down to 58, and then tomorrow we'll have sunny skies and wind gusts up to 34 miles an hour and a high of 92. Right now it's 80 degrees with your impact traffic and weather.
Actually.
30 K-House.
Since Saturday.
Stay fresh out there with
10 seconds affordable and 888.
24 hours of fresh breath with twice daily use. So whatever the day may bring, you can stay sunny with side of fresh. Grab a bottle today. Find Smart Mouth in the mouthwash aisle at Walmart or visit smartmouth.com to find a retailer near you.
If you're looking for a home loan, I take that recommendation very seriously. I have some great lenders at referralist.com. AIM Mortgage. It's actually AIM because it's affordable interest mortgage. AIM. AIM. And what you'll get at AIM are, of course, conventional loans, VA, FHA, and they do the liquid loan, which I love, which is a line of credit that pays off your first and then stays on your home for extra money if you need it, or you can pay it down if you don't need it. It's liquid. No prepayment penalties. And for every penny you have in the bank, they will count that against your balance. So it even lowers your interest more. I love it. The liquid loan. AIMortgage.net. Kurt Rogers and his team, 720-895-0500.
We're going to string some 90-plus degree days together here real quick. If you need that new air conditioner, you need to check these guys out, 888heating.com. They've been on our referral list for over 10 years. They're a great company. They'll always give you the honest answers you want. If something's broken and you just want it fixed, they'll give you a price. They're not going to condemn your AC. Here's the other thing I love. Their specials are real specials. Check this one out. A new air conditioner installed starting at $5,800. If you want the furnace as well, starting at $8,500. That's for an AC and a furnace. They'll throw in a free in-home humidifier. You just can't get a better deal. 888heating.com. You can always find them on the referral list, and their phone number is 888-HEATING.
September 10th, 2001, one block from the World Trade Center. Security cameras captured the last known images of Dr. Sneha and Philip as she shot.
Looks like you might have a different business name, too.
9/11 is the podcast that seeks to answer the question, what happened to Sneha?
There is not a trace of her. Nothing. Not a credit card transaction, no money taken out of her account, no emails, no phone calls, nothing. does that happen?
Listen to Missing on 9/11 on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
What a great time to put your home's equity to work. Here's owner of Home Loans, Brent Ivinson.
There is this perfect storm to tap into your equity right now. Homes have gone up everywhere, so you've got equity to put to work. When you couple that with record low interest rates, you have infinite amounts of options.
He's probably
High interest debt with Ideal.
Who got old? Joe Piscopo. He's got terrible tan. These older guys that think if they get tan, they just fucking tan the shit out of themselves. They get orange, they get weird. You ever notice that?
They get leathery.
You know, some of it's fake. Do you remember mine? I used to have tan, like, way too much.
You spray on tan. I know you used to go to a tanning bed.
Yeah.
I thought you then started getting sprayed or no.
Yeah, I did on and off, but I used to think...
The problem with that is if they get it fucked up, you're fucked up.
Yeah. Now, one thing... I used to think it looked so good, and when I look back at these pictures, they almost look fucking artificial.
Or get started online. IdealHomeLoans.com.
I don't think there's something healthy looking about a natural kind of like a sun glow of sorts, but
Rerouting a pipe or other band-aid fixes are not the answer. Only a whole house repipe with brand new high-voltage copper will permanently solve the problem. No more leaks and great water pressure. They've been doing this for over 10 years, serving over 40,000 happy customers. Repipe in just 1 to 2 days.
am I coming right back? I probably am.
Lifetime guarantee. So take it once and for all. Enjoy a pipe leak-free home and eliminate the risk of potential water damage. Call us today for your free in-home estimate. We'll even take 20% off our already low price and receive 0% interest when you call today. 720.
Yeah, I haven't been able to get Facebook up. The internet's working fine, but it's going to come up. Maybe if I reboot it, I can get it up. I don't want to screw it.
We've been there to help you make better financial decisions, and now with a Credit Karma Money Spend account, you can be rewarded for good money habits. Plus, when you make a purchase between June 8th and June 30th, you'll be automatically entered to win $1 million. Visit creditkarma.com/winmoney. That's creditkarma.com/winmoney. Instant Karma is sponsored by Credit Karma. No purchase necessary. Exclusions and terms apply. See rules. Banking services provided by MPB Bank Inc. Member FDIC. Maximum balance and transfer limits apply.
I'm Dr. Andrea Russo, a cardiologist. Maybe you're waiting to talk to your doctor right now, but if you're having an irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, don't wait. This could be a serious condition like atrial fibrillation, which can make you about 5 times more likely to have a stroke.
I just cannot
believe
My kid sold AMC. Where's it at now?
53. Seriously, it's really financially the worst stock ever.
GameStop.
No, it's worse than GameStop.
Tomorrow morning at 6. Getting 630K pound from iHeartRadio.
Denver's talk station.
On your smart speaker.
Available on over 2,000 devices.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, so Rich Harris, attorney at law, we're talking about a bunch of stuff, and we're talking about unmarried people. Because right now, a lot of people are just living together, and really, they need domestic law as much as anyone when it comes to kids, when it comes to property. So, Rich, do you suggest maybe not a prenup, but what do you call it, pre-living together? I mean, truly, don't you think there should be some kinds of contracts or something to help these couples out, or what do you suggest?
Yes, I definitely do. So we drafted something called a cohabitation agreement.
That's exactly what I was looking for, that kind of term. That is exactly good. That's great.
Right. It's the equivalent of a prenup, but for unmarried people. And the more people can figure out in advance, I'm a big fan of getting stuff in writing, as I know you are, and making sure it's all clear. Yeah.
So a cohabitation agreement, that is really good because, you know, you're not married, you're not married. I mean, well, you are not married. If you do this, you can actually state you're not married and you don't intend to be married, or common law agreements or anything. I mean, the whole point is at least know what you're doing. So people don't.
Exactly right.
So people aren't blindsided. So you brought this up as a good topic. Why? You must be seeing problems in your practice.
Well, we are, Tom. You know, we've seen just so many more people cohabiting. People are getting married later and later in life, if at all.
Right.
And people are shacking up, as you've put it, and they're having kids and they're buying stuff together. And, you know, everybody, when you're young, you think things are going to last forever. Unfortunately, they don't. They don't. And it becomes messy if you don't know who gets what and what you do with the kids.
So here's the point. You guys not only do this every day, but you have a team of attorneys for different topics. I want to know, for example, on your webinars, what kind of topics can we see in the archives? Can we go to the archives, I hope?
Yes.
Okay, so what can we see?
So I've been enjoying doing these webinars every week since the pandemic started, within a month or so. It's on everything from visitation disputes amidst COVID, how do you deal with custody rights, common law marriage, trust and estate issues for people after divorce, many, many topics, all available for free at our website.
Okay, and it's free for the looking. And also, you have them on Wednesdays, every Wednesday. So this Wednesday will be specifically about cohabitating, right?
That's right.
All right.
Unmarried parents, yes.
Okay, hold on. And if anybody has any questions, you can always call us. He'll be here. Or email us. He's going to be here another hour. Now, Charlie, we're going to get to you with an attorney on what to do next with your vehicle from that scumbag at All American. Josh, we will do a follow-up now on that parking problem, and more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. I'm Tom Martino.
Now, Tom, 2 quick follow-ups. The shutter guy got his shutters done, they're perfect. And the guy who won the safety deposit box met the guy at 2:30.
The safe deposit box.
The safety deposit box. Either one. He met the bank president.
Oh, right.
And
Good.
And also the guy with the shutters. They came.
I heard that.
Shutters are perfect. So those 2 follow-ups.
You got a picture of the shutters?
We should. Picture.
Or more. Larson Tax Relief can help you no matter how big your...
And the follow-up on the parking. I normally don't ask. Okay. Did they just notice the folly of this?
Yes, that's what he said.
Good.
He'll tell you.
Are they giving them, like, free parking then?
I told you they're parking in Tom's house, and they're going to pay for Uber for him to get to work.
And if you need to use a bathroom, just go in the back, the key's under the mat.
844 Larson Tax. That's 844 LARSON Tax. Tell them Tom sent you. LarsonTaxRelief.com.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW. Do we know who Sheridan Auto Tech rep is right now?
Our free iHeartRadio app. #1
No idea.
Music, radio, and podcast.
Right.
All in one.
It's not Kevin?
He's not his own rep.
ABC News, I'm Deirdre Bolton.
I
Top
am.
executives at Fisher-Price and its parent company Mattel testifying on Capitol Hill about an infant sleeper, the rock and play, that led to the suffocation deaths of dozens of children.
Dozens?
Sarah Thompson told
God
the
Almighty
that her son died in the sleeper.
For almost a decade, I have had to question, why did he die? How did he die?
Is it off the market, obviously?
Absolutely
I don't know.
The California Highway Patrol arresting a couple accused of shooting and killing a 6-year-old boy over 2 weeks ago during a road rage incident on a Southern California freeway. Dr. Fauci, during a TV appearance today...
Yeah, I had no skeletons in my closet till this past weekend when I yelled at that lady.
You know what they need to do? They need to get those people. I think the death penalty is an easy way out. It's easy. If you put them in solitary confinement for the next 50 years of their life, that's a worse punishment than lethal injection.
Amazon founder Jeff Bezos...
What, say again then? You have these people that killed that 6-year-old kid, right?
Well, that's
instead of a death penalty, you put them in solitary for the next 50 years of their life.
You know,
that's worse.
That is worse.
Yeah,
but it costs all of us money.
It doesn't matter. If you want to find somebody, if it were me, I'd take the injection rather than 50 years in solitary.
But people say that because of all the appeals and everything, death penalty is actually costing. I don't know I don't know that, but I've heard that.
No, he's saying keep him in jail for 50 years.
I'm saying put him in solitary. That's different.
Yeah, that's one guard, one person. I mean, that'd be crazy.
No, I say put him at
say that again.
Slave labor. Hard labor. Yeah. I'm not sure that's an option anymore. I don't know if they can do that anymore. But see, to me, that's a better option. I know if they could do that. I agree with you. But if they don't do their work, then you put them in solitary. They think solitary is worse. I'm telling you, I would say, but like I said, I'm not probably the best. I just don't think it's viable for society.
Why are they free? What do they get?
We are like, what do you do if you have somebody who
just like a bank, they can rent off the
in like a prison without parole, and he kills somebody else? Yeah, that's all. Well, what if you kill somebody?
Can I have 2 accounts?
What if he kills his dog on his? And you know what? That whole solitary thing, I don't know if they can. I don't know. You know, I do know they have to be very careful. But what happens?
That's kind of weird.
What happens if you kill somebody?
I don't know if they charge if you do like a shitload of trades.
There's got to be an ultimate punishment. Well, I would say solitary. Yeah, but what if you kill somebody? Well, it's not like a thing will say he's in solitary, you just got him in that little thing, and you don't ever let him out. No, you gotta let him out. Why? 1 hour a day. Why? Because it's otherwise it's cruel and unusual. So that's killing somebody is not going to be like that. No, baby. What the Supreme Court? Well, I said death penalty is not cruel and unusual. But like say, so not keeping them in solitary completely and stuff. As long as you give them an hour a day outside, it's not. And the Supreme Court said that you got to give them an hour. Yes.
I think that now that there's a public face to our very first winner,
I would check that.
Anybody can win. Will help drive Coloradans. It is helping drive Coloradans.
Make them like ride a bike.
I don't think Ameritrade does it.
And they got to generate electricity for the rest of us. You know, my son has solar heating. He got $6.
You know, for online equity options, I don't think they charge. I don't care how many there is.
The month of
now, if he's doing options and shit, they do charge depending on what you're doing.
You're in a co-op,
65 cents per contract or option.
Maybe it's 14. I don't know, Mark. Let me ask you.
Well, my son said that, you know, for me, he got money back. And some of that is just Excel. He's happy when he bought that. Did he buy it or lease it? No, he came with the house. Oh, so he's not leasing? He is purchasing it with a small amount. Oh, was it a loan? I think it was a loan that the guy took out. And there was he made some deal where it was pretty good terms. And now, like I said, they paid him $6 for the month of May. And no electricity charge. No, Excel, they got to follow rules, federal rules, but like a co-op does not have to follow those rules. He's having trouble getting, he's a project manager for Charter Communications. He says he's having trouble getting millennials, my son's 35, getting his cohorts coming to work because Charter Communications wants 2 weeks in the office and 2 weeks out of the office. And he said if it was up to him, they could work out of the office. They don't need to be there. But because the CEO wants him in the office for 2 weeks, he's having trouble finding people who are willing to be in the office. They don't want to work remotely. And I can see where CEO is, because you do need a little, most people need some direct supervision. Well, I can tell you, when I was a programmer analyst, we had a project. They would give us a project, and it has to be done in 3 weeks. They didn't care when we worked. We could work from 5 in the morning to 8 in the morning. We could come in at 9 o'clock at night and work till 3. They said as long as the project is done in 3 weeks, we don't care when you work. And we were working, it was a stock exchange, so we had to work at night because they weren't going to close down the trading to let us test our programs.
sells homes faster and for the most.
And I love working at night. Do you? Oh yeah, they gave me all day to do what I wanted.
Right. Do you know that fucking New York is so shut down? A lot of it.
Still?
Yeah.
Admiral James Stavridis thinks he knows and will tell us what it is Tuesday morning.
That's because you got that.
And teachers don't want to go back and fall. Do you know that? Still.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Here to help you solve problems, to answer questions, to take complaints, to make your life a little easier. I just read where there's more ransomware attacks going on with the government, and the governments, many governments around the country are paying ransom. The pipeline hack, the ransom was $4 million the federal government paid. Millions of dollars being paid out on ransom for the decryption codes. Do you realize for a couple dollars a month, I'm not kidding. Now, they may have to scale up somehow, but SaferNet.com would protect them. And I can't believe that our country, our government has not come up with a simple solution to protect us. But SaferNet.com has an app. And that app, if you put it on your phone, will protect your phone. You will not get ransomware. Or you will not get anything. You know why? Even if you got it by mistake, like you stupidly downloaded and hit something, it won't allow it to communicate to the outside world. So it doesn't know it's in place. So that's SaferNet.com. You can do it on your phone, your laptop, your tablet, your desktop, a couple bucks for each one a month. Look up, the pricing is very cheap. SaferNet.com. It runs in the background, SaferNet.com. Okay. We had a lot of talk about this guy, Jeff Jolliffe, this scumbag. Oh, my God. Terrible. Here's what's going on. This guy, Charlie, took his truck to All-American to be fixed. The transmission was done bad, so he brought it back for warranty work. The guy refused to fix it under warranty. And he said, no, I'm not going to do it. Then we kind of pressured him, and he said he would do it. Now, I want to tell you that we have had a lot of problems with this guy as far as complaints. He was already on the sleaze brigade. But he convinced us he's turning over a new leaf, or he was never a bad leaf to begin with, and that he will take care of it. So he said, have him drop off the key and we'll fix it. So the truck had been sitting there for about 3 weeks, and then finally the guy drops off the key. Charlie drops off the key. The very next morning, Jeff Jolliffe says, uh-oh, sorry, Charlie. Sorry, Charlie. And I made that up. Sorry, Charlie. Here's the deal. I got the wrong lineup. I'm sorry. Sorry, Charlie. Your car was stolen. Your truck was stolen. I just can't believe it. Your truck was stolen. On the very day the very next day after you dropped off the key, $18,000 truck. He paid cash. He had no insurance. He was in between insurance, as they say, or it wasn't running. He had planned on getting his insurance. Unfortunately, he's screwed. Now, I'm wondering, is there anything you can do? You drop off a truck, and the contract is you're going to fix it. And now you can't deliver the truck back to me. Now, in a pure world, he may not be responsible for what happens on his lot. But I would think in this particular case, let's say this. You go to pick up your truck, and he says your truck's not there. And you say, well, then I want the value of my truck because I left it under your care, custody, and control. And so why shouldn't he have to give your truck back or the same value? Now, he might then claim for his defense, he may claim, well, it was stolen. But then here's what I'm thinking. Under that scenario, maybe he would have to prove it was stolen. Listen, here's what I'm getting at. If you're parked at a friend's house and your truck is stolen, your friend's not responsible. If you take it somewhere and they take normal care, your truck should not be stolen, your car. And they're not responsible for a crook. They're not responsible for arson. They're not responsible for bad weather. But in this particular case, you don't really know it was stolen. I mean, you're just taking him at his word. So Charlie, did he say how it was stolen? He just says it was stolen, right?
He said it was missing. He didn't say it was stolen.
Oh, well, he told us it was. He told us he called the cops, didn't he, Dan? He told us on the air he called the cops.
Yeah, he did.
And he never called the cops.
Not for that vehicle.
He never did call the cops.
So here's who did call the cops?
He told me to call the cops because the cops had already showed up and they didn't want to wait for me because I live in Loveland.
All right, hold on. I want to talk now to our attorney, Mark Cranack. And Mark, I say our attorney. He's an attorney we use. He's been on the referral list for years, and we use him for issues from time to time and questions and information. Mark, here's a very simple question. So this guy right now says your truck is missing. If you took your truck to any dealership or any repair shop, picture yourself, Mark, and they told you it's missing, would you have you would have a right to ask for its value? Well, then I gave you a truck. You're giving me nothing back. I want 18 grand. I mean, that's not unreasonable, is it, Mark? They're not even saying it was stolen at this point. They're saying it's missing. They're being very uncommittal. But isn't it somewhat their responsibility since I turned it over to them?
Well, maybe. The law that is applicable in this situation is called the law of bailments.
Yes.
And so, bailments come up a lot. But probably the most common bailment would be if you valet your car at a parking lot, which is similar to a situation where you're dropping it off at a repair shop. You still own the personal property, but you're basically voluntarily surrendering actual possession of the property to someone else. And the rule of law on this is, was in this case the repair shop negligent basically in any way? Did they fail to properly care for the protect the vehicle? Were they essentially, you could think of it as a negligent type claim? There's three different types of bailments. This one is going to be what's called a bailment for the mutual benefit of the bailee, the person and the bailor. So it's probably that the auto repair facility has to exercise what's called ordinary care. That is to say, were they negligent in some way?
So that's the point. If you don't know, what can you demand? If listen, let's just do this. You drop your truck off, Mark, at a repair shop. He calls you a week later and says, or 3 days later or a day later, hey, Mark, your truck is missing. Okay, what do you do next? You say, well, how is it missing? And he says, I don't know. And
okay, well, that right there starts to border on the ridiculous. I mean, look, I dropped it off. Where is it? And I mean, if this guy doesn't have it anymore, if it's missing, then the logical inference seems to me that it's been stolen. I mean, where else could it be?
Okay.
I mean, or how big? You see what I'm saying? I mean, what else could it be?
Let's say it is missing or was missing or whatever. Let's just say it is. And what can I demand? Can I say, well, then I want my money. Let's say my truck was worth $1. I want $1.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point, so the damages, that's a second part and a very important part of any civil claim for money damages, which is the plaintiff would have to prove the damages, how much the vehicle was worth when it went missing. But at this stage, certainly the person who owns the vehicle and dropped it off the repair facility should demand information and probably should do it telephonically and then follow up with a writing. If I heard that the police were mentioned at some point, if the police were contacted about this, then you should probably contact the police as well and find out if they know anything about it.
But what responsibility will that shop ultimately have to me? He is not giving any information. I mean, really, Charlie, has he given you any information? Or did he just say, I'm sorry, dude, it's missing?
He just said he didn't have nothing to do with it and he was sorry and this and that. He's pretty much playing me off. And then when it comes to the police department, they don't even care.
Well,
they haven't done a damn thing.
Well, what can they do, really? I don't know what they can do, but you're right. They
had my truck listed at $1,000 for the price of the vehicle underneath the police report. That my truck was only worth $1,000. Where do you get that information?
No, I think. Hold on. You can amend that police report, but I think what it means is more than $1,000. I don't think they categorize it as the exact price, but I might.
$1,000 is what it said.
Okay.
So there's a police report. So the owner of the shop contacted the police. Is that correct?
Who filed the police report?
I did over the phone. He said he had the cops there, but he lied about the situation. They were never there because I talked to the police department.
So you're the one that put it. And did they ever ask you about the value?
No. He just asked me about my VIN number and what would happen with the vehicle. And I had told him, it was at the shop. It got stolen. So all he wanted was the vehicle. And then I sent him pictures.
All right, hold on a second. Just hold on. I have some very basic questions that aren't being answered. You take a truck, it's not there.
Don't miss the Trading Group Shoot. Oh, Brian, about 30 seconds. Hey, learn how you can earn a full-time income as a short-term trader. That's the Trading Group.
Well, he's got this other called Spartan Garage. He's got a bunch of these.
656-8787.
Give me as much info as you can so I can put it down.
Does COVID have you home and you're noticing?
I need to get them on.
Interior floors, garage, patio. We can about 10 seconds. That's mudjacking. 303-424-9441. Advanced mudjacking at yahoo.com.
O'Brien Legal Services is a law firm for real estate issues. Brad O'Brien and his team can handle your real estate issues. It's something I highly recommend. Think about this. You're spending hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions in real estate, and a few $100 you forego for a real estate attorney? Really? What about going over the documents? Buying and selling docs, loan docs, commercial or residential. Unmarried couples buying homes, they need agreements. If you're financing the sale, you need an agreement to protect yourself. Here's what I'm saying. This is money well spent. Brad O'Brien and his team. And they'll answer your questions, and they do flat rate pricing. So just find out. You don't have to pay for the consultation. Property lines, fence issues, easements, adverse possession, access, liens, whatever it is. Brad O'Brien, OLSLaw.com, OLSLaw.com, 720-370-7388.
What a great time to put your home's equity to work. Owner of Ideal Home Loans, Frank Iverson.
Homes have gone up everywhere.
Terrible reviews on that one.
You couple that with
what's that, bro?
He's also got this called Spartan Garage.
High interest debt with Ideal Home Loans. Do home improvements or just lower payments or shorten your term with Ideal Home Loans.
Try to search all courses. This license is delinquent.
Tom, do you got anything? Look at your calendar real quick. The 20th through the 23rd, we might take off for those 3 days. One of them's a Sunday, it doesn't matter. The 20th this month.
The 20th.
Okay, hold on. I'm almost positive. Let me look real quick and I'll let you know.
June 20th is Father's Day.
Oh, it's Father's Day, right? Okay. Okay, I'm going to be fine. It's the 20th is Father's Day. Yeah. Okay, we're fine. Yeah.
Serving over 40,000 happy customers.
Wow, let me
just 1 to 2 days.
Put that on the radio for calendar.
Oh, Dan, are you good? Because you'll be doing phones.
Yeah.
Free home and eliminate the risk of potential water damage. Call us today for your free in-home estimate. We'll even take 20% off our already low price and receive 0% interest when you call.
Are you taking out those days, Mike?
Yeah.
0086 720.
And then don't forget on 4th, I'm getting 2 best
Research shows that people remember radio ads with repetition. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need. Here's a repetitive ad.
What's that?
Research shows that people remember radio ads with repetition. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need. Here's a repetitive ad. Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com.
Liberty, 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 Liberty. Napa know-how.
Some things just go better together, like a 5-quart jug of Napa full synthetic motor oil and a platinum filter for $26.48. It's like bacon and eggs. Hot dogs.
It's like bacon and eggs.
Joni and Johnny. Ask your dad about it. That's Napa full synthetic and a platinum filter for $26.48. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa Know-How. Napa Know-How.
Hey, do you guys ever know about the show Naked and Afraid?
Yep. What is it about? I've watched it.
They put these survivalists with no food, no clothing. They each allowed to take one survival item with them and see if they can survive for X number of days, depending on which challenge it is. Do they get paid anything?
Yes.
Do you know for sure?
Mm-hmm.
I think they get $1 million, don't they? If they're the longest.
Depending on, I mean, they might, if they win multiple ones and then win that one, yes, that might be the big prize. But they no matter what, they get something.
It's not Survivors, it's Naked and Afraid. Right?
Yeah, I've watched it.
And they usually do a male-female thing. Well,
a lot of times
we'll have 2 men and 1 woman, or 2 women and 1, or depending upon which show it is.
Their headquarters happen to be right here in Colorado. Call now for your free evaluation. 844-LARSON-TAX. That's 844-LARSON tax. Tell them Tom sent you. LarsonTaxRelief.com.
This report is sponsored by ExpressPros.com.
Lots of sunshine for your Monday. We are looking at temperatures in the low 90s. Then we do have a chance for a few isolated storms by later this afternoon. I'm Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather Team meteorologist Kylie Burst.
Now is the time to get a new job. Express Employment Professionals never
I got it back on in about 10 seconds.
than 35,000 job openings with high demand in construction, driving, logistics, and administrative jobs. Find a location near you at expresspros.com or on the Express Jobs app.
630 KHAL, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe. Don't forget, if you're looking for a whole house water conditioning, you will never do better ever than waterpros.net. Best systems at the best prices. This water, by the way, when it's super softened, like, for example, I soaked some dishes in it that had some crust on it. It's amazing how soft water can clean. So I just want to mention, it's way better for cleaning, and it's way better on your pipes and all of that. So here's the deal. You will get this system for under $2,000. That's a whole house system. Now, if you call these other ones like, these other gimmicky places, not only do you get lies and exaggerations, but the systems start at $6,000. This is $2,000 fully installed. They also have similar systems for other things. So that's waterpros.net. Waterpros.net. You don't do any better. Now, let's talk. If I take a truck somewhere or a car, and they call and say it's missing, okay, what happens? I believe they owe me the money. It's that, no, it was there, now it's not. Oh, you owe me the money. Now, if you say it was stolen, I think you should have to prove it. You should have to prove where it went. I don't know, Mark. Can it be that simple? That's the way I would handle it.
Yeah, Tom, I think there's an old saying, the facts drive the law. And until you have a crystal clear understanding of the facts, it's very difficult to analyze this. Basically, think about it. If he took the car in there and he drops it off, and then they locked the car inside a building, and then took the keys and locked the keys inside of a safe, and still somebody got in there and stole it, you'd say, okay, well, how can you blame the owner for that? On the other hand, what if the owner left the vehicle out in the parking lot overnight with the keys in the ignition? It just depends on what the facts are.
And they should have to prove it. I'm telling you, they should have to prove it.
Well, you would think that the police might go over and interview the guy and ask, and that might be like at least some baseline information. But ultimately, if you have to sue this guy, the plaintiff is going to have to prove what happened. Although you could subpoena people to testify from the facility, which is probably what you'd have to do.
But what would happen? Let me ask you this. If I sued him for the value of my car saying I delivered it there, it's missing, wouldn't he have to bring up those issues? Or shouldn't he have to bring in people to prove what he did? If that's all I do, I simply sue because I'm not getting my property back. It's that simple. Now, isn't it up to him to lodge the defense? I don't have to do that.
Well, the burden, generally speaking, in a civil action for preventing damages, the burden of proof is going to be on the plaintiff.
Yeah, so here's the proof. It's missing. I mean, that's the proof.
And then, well, that's kind of an interesting, analysis of it. And then you say, well, it's missing, and you're trying to say that, well, the burden is on him then to come forward and explain what happened.
All I want is my truck back. All I want is my truck back. I don't get it. I sue for the value of the truck. And my proof is it's not there.
Ultimately, there's no way to know what happened there unless you get the people at the shop, one or more persons who work at that facility, that repair shop, to testify about it. Because how else do you know?
Yeah, I know, but what I'm getting at is this. Everyone agrees it's not there. So when I sue him for my truck, I don't have to read anybody's mind. I'm suing because you did not deliver to me my truck. It's a breach of contract. It was there. It's not there. You owe me the money. Now, it's up to him to say, I believe, oh, we locked that key in the safe and it was stolen and there was broken glass on the parking lot. But it's up to him to do that. I don't have to do that.
Kind of. I mean, you could kind of practically think about it that way. Ultimately, no matter what, the only way you're going to get to the bottom of it, assuming the truck's never recovered, by the way, and you don't find out from a third party doesn't work there, which it sounds like it's going to be unlikely, perhaps. But I mean, the only way you're really going to be able to crack this nut, get to the bottom of the facts, is the people who are there. So yes, they're ultimately going to have to testify, and their testimony is essentially likely to resolve the matter one way or the other.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have a mystery. It's missing. And this guy doesn't, in my opinion, doesn't get to just throw his hands in the air. Because logically, if I'm suing for breach of contract. What's the breach of contract? I delivered a truck to you to get fixed under warranty. You agreed to do it. We have the radio show. We have everything. Now you didn't give it back. Now, now the burden's on him. I've just sued him, and I've proven it's no longer there. I've proven it was there. Now I've proven it's not there. Then,
well, you're not suing for breach of contract. Your main claim is going to be a breach of the implied bailment, which gets back to that issue. That's why the facts is exactly what happened.
No, that's what he wants me to do. He wants me to sue on that. But if I sue simply because I don't have my truck, and I did have my truck, what are the damages under this breach? The damages are I didn't get the transmission fixed and I didn't get the truck. I mean, really,
if you sue for breach of contract, the case is probably going to be dismissed because that's not what we're talking about.
Okay.
We're talking about there's automatically a bailment applies here, and that's the applicable law, in my opinion.
And you're smarter than I am when it comes to the law, but let me ask you something. Did he breach the contract or not?
I doubt it. I mean, if the contract was, I'll pay you $1,000 if you fix my transmission, and then you drop the car off, and the next day it's stolen, I can't see how he breached the contract.
Because
I already paid for it before that.
Isn't implied in the contract the return of the good? I mean, I don't know. If I take my shoes to be fixed, if I take my shoes to get new soles put on them at a shoemaker, and he can't give the shoes back, is that a breach of contract? It sure is. I didn't get my shoes with the soles on them.
Well, again, I get back to the old adage that the facts drive the law, and it depends what happened to the shoes. I mean, if you drop them off,
it's up to him to present that as his defense. See, I don't want to go in and say, my truck was stolen, Your Honor, and he's responsible. I don't know it was stolen. I have no idea what happened to it. The point I'm making is that this guy is getting off for and he sucks. And
what you're driving at is a doctrine of the law, and you can look this up. It's called res ipsa loquitur. It's basically an inference that you're suggesting here that he's somehow automatically responsible for the thing, for the disappearance of the vehicle just because it's gone. But that's not going to apply. It'd be like if you're in a hospital and you went in for a hernia and you waked up and you had a busted shoulder. Well, you can't prove what happened under those circumstances, right? Because you're saying, well, because you were under anesthesia, but
There was something. Mark sued in small claims court for something one time, and I thought he was suing for the property, and he wasn't. He was suing for breach. And what was really weird is, I thought of this. If you sue for a breach of contract, I understand what you're saying, Mark, and I get it, and I know you're smart, and I know this is the real law. But I'm saying to me, I don't know. I do not know. I absolutely don't know what happened to the truck if my truck is missing. I can't say it was stolen, nor do I have to. If I have no idea what happened to that truck, that guy, since he had it and was to perform work on it, should have to give an explanation. I mean, that's all there is to it. And if his explanation is, I did not breach your contract, Mr. Martino, because I never had a chance to work on it because it's missing, then I think a judge would rightly ask, where did it go? And then he would have to say it was stolen. And then I would say, Your Honor, what proof is there that it was stolen? I mean, I'm putting the burden on this guy because I left a truck and I don't have to make myself aware of any facts that I don't know.
I mean, essentially, I kind of agree with you in that the only way that the facts are going to be discovered in this case is through the people at the repair facility.
All right. Anyway, we all agree on this. This guy sucks, and we got to do something about it. Hold on. More calls coming up.
I don't remember what it was, but you one time sued on breach. I'm thinking, why the fuck was I sued on breach? I don't even think Mark knew why.
It was that restaurant.
Nah, that's
what we sued him.
No, but that wasn't what I'm not talking about that case. I'm talking about something was missing or something was stolen or something.
Maybe it was my credit report.
And I thought, why the fuck would he sue for breach? And he said because they were supposed to do this, and the property was really the thing at issue. I remember that specifically thinking it was the property at issue, not the breach.
Well, in this case here, if they go as well, it was stolen, and then you could ask them, did you report it to the police? And Jolliffe didn't report it to the police that it was stolen. Would that have anything to do with that?
Yes, if he had reported it stolen.
Right, and he didn't.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Listen. If I go to a store where I just dropped off my coat for storage, and these fuckers say it's no longer here, do I say to the cops, by the way, it was stolen? No. I'm saying I didn't get my coat back. Let him fucking make the case. He has to make the case, not me.
Construction, logistics, and administrative jobs. Find the location.
He has to make the fucking case.
You can't pin this guy down. Well, that's a good thing.
Frank Duran, the real estate man, is doing free market valuations of your home. You know, maybe it's bad to call it free because that implies something fast and easy. It's not. It's not a drive-by. In fact, you'll be astounded at the time he takes to find out the market valuation of your home. What he does is he will look at comps and look at things that he sold. So this is not an appraisal. And it's not a Zillow. It's something based on Frank's 26 years of experience on selling real estate. So it's valuable information to you, even if you never want to list. There's no obligation. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. Affordable interest mortgage is the place to go for loans. FHA, VA, conventional, jumbos, and the liquid loan. The liquid loan, how do I put it? It's the best all-around loan there is. It is a line of credit. So if you have $100,000 you owe on your house or $150,000, it pays that off. Now to have extra equity, that money stays in the line of credit. You can use as much or as little as you want. You can pay it down when you want. You can borrow from it when you want. It's liquid. In fact, if you have $100,000 in a big bank account somewhere, it counts against your average daily balance. Or let's say you have $10,000 you use on and off through the month to pay bills. That pays against your balance for every day it's in the bank. You got to find out more at aimortgage.net, affordable interest mortgage, aimortgage.net, 720-895-0500, 720-895-0500.
The more you're talking about that, the more I can see it, Tom, for the fact that if the judge, because he's been suing them.
That's what I'm getting at.
He's been suing in county.
I know.
The guy's going to say it got stolen.
No, I know.
Okay, good. But he says it. Then the next logical question is, how do I know that? He would have to show somehow what happened.
Or do you
police
say
report?
No, he didn't make a police report. He didn't even call the police.
That's the point. He never made a fucking police report.
I emailed you that, Debbie.
I don't know how it goes.
Okay.
I assumed you needed it.
Yeah.
How would he know it was stolen until the guy came to pick it up?
So if he called the guy up and said your truck's missing.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
What?
You better be scared of my Top Golf game.
Oh, are you coming? Okay. Are you coming with us? Okay. I know
Well, I got the invite.
I haven't swung. I haven't swung the club in a year and a half.
I'm pretty sure I'm
you
ready for
gotta
the
understand I'm
PGA
healing.
tour.
I could show up for burgers, but I can't play because I'm healing.
Well,
Are you
you're
gonna
supposed
go to
to
the
show up
burger
for burgers
battle,
because you're buying burgers.
You should go to the burger battle with us.
Where is it?
Oh,
It's in Sculpture Park. Is that what it's called?
In Loveland?
No, in Denver.
They have
Downtown
a
Denver.
sculpture park here?
Yeah, it's right in front of the Performing Arts Center.
With all sculptures in it.
It's
beautiful. You've never seen
No.
it? It's gorgeous.
I love weird sculptures. I love sculptures.
Where is it?
All sculptures.
Isn't that the theater?
Oh, I thought it was
No,
going to be in Aurora.
Performing Arts
It's the
Center.
Raritan
Get a
campus,
ticket
ain't it?
and go with us.
Is that the Raritan campus?
Yeah, but it's at Sculpture Park.
Oh, that wasn't where we were before, right?
I don't know if it was there before. I think it was.
I think we're in like a football field or something.
Yeah, no.
Josh hung up. He couldn't hold on for an hour, right?
Yeah, you could hold on for an hour and a half.
Get physical therapy at Colorado Pain Care. See world-class doctorate-level therapists. They even show you self-help.
So you got 3 companies in the last 8 years.
Well, the point is, can you even find the guy to serve him?
Just all?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, you can?
Oh, yeah, he's at a place. That's all American.
Now today, get
Place there. No, what I'm saying, what Suzanne said, he doesn't really show up. And so that's a good thing.
Yeah. It's a good thing for the guy, for Charlie.
Yeah. I like that. What'd you say? What'd you say about the Charlie who was treated to quarantine?
Sorry, Charlie. Sorry, Charlie. You thought it was so funny. I know. I didn't realize what I was saying.
I know. As soon as you said that,
Sorry, Charlie.
We used to, that was my dad's name. We used to do that all the time. What's the,
well, back then the commercial was really old.
Everyone knew that commercial.
Well, you guys get so used easily.
We're
like children.
Yeah, we are.
You're like immature.
We're not as mature as you are.
Thank you.
You're so mature.
Thank you.
We're so good.
Not to mention intelligent.
Don't forget about my picture.
And intelligent.
his mental age is about 7 years old, I say, more. Tom is about 8.
Hey, no way.
Stephanie says 16.
And Dan is like...
Well, you know, my friend's wife had the best thing. She said, men are the opposite of dogs. For every 7 years of the age, you go up one chronologically. So if you're 50 years old, and your wife treats you like a 17-year-old, it's perfect.
I'd say if you ever listen to us do trash talk, you say, what are you guys, 7?
You mean it? Racquetball? Well, we'll see how trash talk you are in 2 years.
Oh, jeez. I think we could shame any NBA player. In fact, Ross, I think, was a little embarrassed.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Don't forget Compass Insurance Group, home of the free insurance checkup. That can save you thousands, and it's done free. For the asking, 303-996-9000, theinsurancehelpcenter.com, 303-996-9000. Welcome. Okay, let's keep going here. Let's just figure out what we can do to help you. Anything we can do to help you, we want to do. That's what we want to do.
Are we done with all this Jeff Jolliffe stuff now?
No, well,
for now,
now we are, yeah, because we just got to get them on the sleeves brigade and warn people. Mark Cranack, by the way, a good attorney, 303, here's where he is, 303-999-3900. And by the way, Paul's got a comment on that. Go ahead, Paul. What's your comment on that?
Well, I happen to agree with you 100% on this.
Wow.
It's very clear. You provide, someone puts their property in your control. You're supposed to protect, take reasonable care to protect it. It's really that simple. Everything else is just noise. And it's up to the shop owner to demonstrate that they did that.
Right.
But even if they did that, first of all, I don't know if he was broken into and it was stolen, which is what he is saying.
Right.
Would to call the police and there would be a police report? Wouldn't you report it to your insurance company? And even if it was stolen, he's still responsible to provide the value back to the owner.
Well,
the owner just doesn't lose out. It's up to that shop owner to file a claim with their insurance company.
Now, here's what I believe, Paul. I agree with almost everything you're saying, but truly, I believe the shop owner should demonstrate he took reasonable care and custody and control and all that. But here's the point. If truly there was just a bad guy that came in and stole it, I don't think the shop is responsible for that. Just like if a hailstorm came while it was in his care, if he had nothing to do with it and he did everything he could to protect it, I agree with you. But I don't think he should be responsible for a true theft. See, since I don't truly believe it was a true theft, I don't believe it was a true theft. That's why I want to put the burden on him to show me what he did or how it was taken. I mean...
Yeah, it's not up to the owner to be the investigator.
Exactly. You know what?
I gave it to you, and you're not giving it back. I don't know what happened. Why? How could I know? I'm not there.
And why should I have to prove that you took good care of it? I have no idea. I didn't get it, damn it. And I want it. And you should have to show me, okay, it was parked here, Tom. Here where the keys are kept. The key's still there. There's broken glass on the pavement. I took photos of it or whatever. Just anything. But for this guy to simply say to Charlie, sorry, Charlie, you know, Charlie, that's basically what he said. Did he say, he didn't even say it was stolen, did he? He didn't call the police. He told you to do it. Although he claimed I think he did claim to call the police. But whatever it is. The guy's just inconsistent as hell.
Right, Tom. And I just want to say something.
Yeah, go ahead.
The truck. Okay, so when he told me to take the truck there after it broke, I had it hauled. Me and my buddy hauled it down on a big flatbed because the truck was so big. Mm-hmm. So we hauled it professionally on a flatbed. It was after hours because I had to work. And the thing is, he told me to put the truck in front of his garage door, right in front of the only bay that he has working out of. He only has one bay at the shop, so that's what he told me to put. So I put the keys underneath the door, which he got. Slid them underneath the door, told him the keys are underneath the door. He says, I got them, whatever. So that was that. I took pictures of the truck sitting there.
Hold on. This was the very first time you dropped it off, right, Charlie?
No, this is when it broke. So he had to repair it. See what I'm saying?
No, I get it. But at some point, Charlie, you took the keys back because you had to bring them there and drop them off again. So
right. That was after I talked to you that day, Tom.
But you took your keys back with you. So when you say you dropped the truck off, you're saying now you dropped the keys off with the truck?
Yes, I dropped it off and then he wouldn't fix it. So I didn't know what to do. So I went and got the keys in case I wanted to bring it home.
Okay.
And then you were involved, and then, I took him back to him after it sat there for almost 3 weeks.
Right. And when it sat there for almost 3 weeks without keys, it wasn't moved.
He moved the truck.
It wasn't moved, was it?
No, he moved it the next day. So basically when he called me and told me that he couldn't fix it and wouldn't work, wouldn't stand by the
How did he move it without the keys?
He had the keys then.
Oh, okay, I get it. And then you took your keys back. But what's really weird is the night before it went missing is when you brought the keys back to him. And then all of a sudden it's missing. I would just wonder, in my bones I can feel that this guy had something to do with it missing. I mean, what do you think? What is your gut telling you? Is your gut telling you that it just happened to go missing?
No, I never thought that.
Yeah. Anyway, in fact, Mark was skeptical from the beginning. I thought, maybe we should give the guy a chance. Dan, of course, what did you think? What did you think about him?
Well, I thought we should give him a chance to fix it. Right. I didn't realize he would take it.
He did sound like he really was going to give it a shot, but
well, we don't know he took it for sure. Let's make sure we say that.
That's true.
That's right, for sure.
But now, like I say, not calling the cops.
We're going to make. I'm telling you, man, we are truly going to follow this along. I mean, we're going to keep warning people about him and warning people about him and warning people about him.
God, just bam.
All right, I made QC0.
This report is sponsored by Express.
While I'm here, let's see what this PA issue is. Might be able to help.
225 and I-25 have been cleared. Traffic getting back to normal through there. Now there's an accident southbound Kenya, approach I-70 with backups from before 56. Also a crash in Broomfield on Highway 287 at Midway Boulevard. And in Commerce City, Highway 2 still closed in
Want to do what? I said that guy Mark with the physician's assistant issue.
Oh.
While I'm here, let's see if I can give you some insight on that.
Some isolated showers. We'll cool off to the upper 50s overnight tonight. It's 91 right now in Denver. With your impact traffic and weather.
Hey, Mark, what do you make of this?
Now is the time to get a
I found out these fuckers. I should say it on my
That's more than 35,000 jobs openings with high demand in construction, driving, logistics, and administrative jobs. Find a location near you at expresspros.com or on the Express Jobs app.
So I want to tell you about my whole house fan. It's very simple. I turn it on, it cools down the house. If you turn it on, of course, in the morning or in the evening. Whenever it's cooler in your lower levels than it is outside, it works tremendously. In fact, most of the time it works every morning and every evening. Last night, we didn't even use air at all, and it was pretty hot. We turned this on, and it instantly cooled it off. Well, I say within 5 minutes. I love the whole house fan. QCcolorado.com is the website. It works. You save money with air conditioning. And they're very easy. They install them in less than 2 hours. And then you have this remote control that you can carry or put on the wall. And so there's no inside wiring on the walls. It's very convenient. 303-800-3419. Save money, have cool, fresh, beautiful air, and have up to 90% savings on air conditioning. 303-800-3419, 800-3419, QCcolorado.com. Okay, this month we got a special on Zero Res. Zero Res always has something going on, but here's one thing I tell you: no matter what, you should always use Zero Res simply because it is the best carpet cleaning system all around. Here's why: you have zero chemicals and emulsifiers. Zero. That's why you have Zero Res. It just cleans your carpets with this super soft alkaline-based water. It's patented. I can't tell you exactly how they do it, but it gets it clean. They stay clean longer because there's no residue to attract dirt and dust and grime, and they dry faster. They look new. Need I say more? Right now, $33 a room. It's wonderful. They also do carpets, and they do upholstery, and they do drapes and all kinds of stuff. They do tile and grout. That's ZeroResDenver.com, 303-471-5150.
Oh, yeah, you're right, Dan. It's not Sculpture Park. I don't know where I saw that. Must have been some sort of dream I was having that it's close by Sculpture Park. It's at her area this time.
Remember,
that's where we had it. That's where you went with us.
Right.
But Mark and I've been to Sculpture
Park. We missed the train, and we had to wait there. And we took a taxi back. Don't you remember we missed the train?
Did we?
Yeah.
A few years later. It's probably worth it.
Completing first-rate kitchens and baths that, frankly, your neighbors would be jealous of. Where to start, Todd? Dads, they just need to call us. We can help, and now's the time. At Done Right, we offer only the finest cabinet resurfacing, custom cabinets, tub and shower upgrades, and full kitchen and bath.
Oh, sure.
All it's just and you'll see how your unique kitchen and bath fantasies will become your reality.
No, it is.
Come on, folks, give it
is, yeah. It is Jolly. Very Jolly. It's not my financial planner. Is
he right? Same as how you spell it? Maybe right?
God almighty.
You should ask him.
Are you tired of
no, just you never know. Maybe like a cousin or
passed down from around here. Oh, could be.
It's a unique name.
Complimentary money book and join Al Martinez for the Retirement and Income Radio Show on Sundays at 7 a.m. and 3 p.m.
Get your
AC check before it's too hot to bear. Fix It 24/7 has a deal for you. Clean, check, adjust, and practically refurbish the AC and furnace too for just $68. That's both services. Since they work together, it makes sense. Plus,
I heard
you won't find a
they're going to
better
change it
price
from
for the extensive
decision to
work
assessment
and
to
deep cleaning
decision.
anywhere. FixMyHome.com. That's
Starts with A
FixMyHome.com.
also. Because it makes complex, not complex.
Administer?
Yeah, something like that.
Let's find out what the issue is.
Budget and saving money every month. Start with your recurring monthly bills, and here's the easiest one: your cell phone bill. Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile charge premium rates for
How many years you got to go for a PA?
I don't know.
No need for that much data.
Probably different.
I would imagine it's a 2-year program.
But they after your 4-year degree?
Yeah.
Do they have like a, like you guys?
I have no idea, so I'm just guessing.
You never had a PA working for you or anything?
No.
For just $36.
I just had nurses.
Just peon.
Easiest swapping out your SIM card. You can keep your phone and your
He
phone
only has
number.
peons.
You're going to get the best deal. This month, dial
Now with the internet, I mean, I think I could be a PA.
You
get
can.
Save 50% off your first month. Dial pound
What's wrong with you?
250.
Just look it up online. You go to Medscape and get the answer.
Start saving today.
Yeah, tell me one of these fucking guys.
Online at khout.com.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Mark, what's going on with you? And I'm so sorry for the wait, Mark. What's going on, sir? Oh, he's talking to somebody right now. Are you available now, sir? Hello? All right. I don't know what's going on. All right, you want to take that, Suze, and see what's going on with that? He waited a long time. Hold on, your mic's not on, Doc.
I have 2 quick follow-ups if you want them.
Yes, I do, sir. Go ahead.
Okay, the guy who couldn't get into his safety deposit box.
His safe deposit box?
Yes.
Yes.
The president of that branch met him there at 2:30 as promised and let him in to his safe deposit box. So everything is copacetic with that.
You know what? Actually, that's pretty nice. But I wonder what other people are doing. Really, I mean, we had to call twice and then get a bank manager involved. For how long is that branch going to be closed? Do we have any idea what's going on?
He told me the president told him it was a staffing issue. They didn't have enough staff.
Okay.
And the second thing was the guy with the shutters that were horribly made. They came over, fixed the shutters. They're perfect, and he's happy.
Yeah, but they were short, weren't they?
They were too big.
Oh,
they were horrible.
They were long. That's right, because these were like half windows or third windows, they call them.
Right.
Okay, good.
So they came out, they fixed them, and he's very happy with the results.
Anything about the parking issue? Did we hear anything back on that? Yeah, we did.
Josh called back, and unfortunately, he couldn't hang on forever.
Damn.
But he got the situation resolved. They refunded his money, and they understand the policy was crazy, and they're going to change it.
That is really good. Now, what that policy is, they have day rates, $17, okay? That's all they have is day rates. So no matter when you park there, you pay for the day. So the day goes from 5 a.m. to 4 p.m. So no matter when you park, you pay the whole thing. So he went there at like 8 o'clock or something in the morning, and he sat in his truck for 20 minutes. Then he paid the day rate, which effectively goes retroactive to 5 a.m. and stays active till 4 p.m. But he suddenly gets a penalty, and the penalty was noted that he went past his grace period. He sat in his car too long before making the payment. And my comment was, what difference does that make? He paid $17. And he paid retroactively. So what difference does it make how long they stay in their car as long as they pay, right? I mean, as long as they pay. So we had no clue as to why anyone would ever do that. And finally, Deputy Doc was able to get through and was able to make some sense of it. Again, we still don't know why, but it turns out that they agreed that it was kind of a weird policy. So right now, he got his money back.
So, Tom, I took care of 3 follow-ups.
Yeah.
And not even
so
one,
what do you want?
Not even one dinger.
Oh, you're right. Hey, Ant,
I'm really upset.
Why haven't you played with my dinger for a while? You haven't pulled it out. There it goes.
Thank you.
Now, we have some other stuff. Hold on. I'm trying to find it. No, really. We do have some other follow-ups I want to talk about, or some other cases I want to remind people of. So don't forget All-American Jeff Jolliffe, okay? Now, the scumbag. Yeah, but this one is really important. I remind everyone about this one we came across today. And Suze, I imagine you're getting the photo, the pic and all that for Complete Remodeling Solutions. Marty Toma, and in December of 2019, Larry signed a contract for $13,000, gave him 1/3 down, approximately $4,000. Now listen to this. Complete Remodeling Solutions never did a thing, not one thing. Not one thing. They're totally against the Contractors Trust Act, and more of these contractors are bold, and they can face jail time ultimately. We're going after this Marty Toma, the president, whose number is 720-626-4010. That's his cell, Marty Toma, Complete Remodeling Solutions. You can tell him you heard about him.
Tom, I called that number. The mailbox is full, but you can send him an SMS text. So I texted him. I also tried to call Ed Alwine, who was the project manager, and there was no answer. So I'll keep trying that, and I did send a text message to Marty Toma. So I will follow up on that tonight.
Okay, now the office number we're being told for this place, for the name of the place is Complete Remodeling Solutions, is 720-456-0009. Again, you can tell them you heard about them on the show. We have to listen, it's important that we put these guys out of business. You can't take money and do nothing. You can't do it. And you won't do it as long as we're on the air without at least people knowing your name. And it's not like Cheers where you want everyone to know your name. So, stay tuned for Michael Brown. I'm Tom Martino. Save all your problems for me.
Follow Tom Martino at Real Tom Martino.
And stay connected with all of us
at 630 KHOW.
KHOW.com.
And on the iHeartRadio app.
Michael Brown is next
on Denver's Talk Station.
630 KHOW.
Greenberry.
Hi,